Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome to Discovering Thailand and welcome to the live stream. I got off to a bad start here. I'm a little bit confused what's happened here. Somehow I've cancelled the stream and now hopefully I've restarted it. So if someone's in chat, please type something. Let me know that I'm actually live. I'm using a new program called Prism. And I thought I had it all figured out, but I hit the wrong button. So I'm not too sure if we're live or not. Yeah, so let me just see if I can go back and check. I'm not seeing anybody in. Hello, anybody? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It does say there is a timer going, so I assume we are live here. So we'll just give time for some people to come back in. We'll get. I'll see if I can get my little intro up and playing. Okay, let me try that. Where are we? There he is. Yeah, I know. I see. Yeah, obviously I need to practice this a little bit more. Okay, so we're live and I can see the chat, so that's good. Yeah, unfortunately I was chatting to someone on the phone and when I came back I've pressed the wrong button and I've somehow deleted my live stream. And we'll see, right side of face is very sunny, I know that. So let me fix that. There we go. Still the same. So organised, aren't I? So organised. There we go. Hang on a second. There we go. Alright, that'll have to do. There we go. And we've just got that little bit of light. I can fix that too. Alright. Deserves a coffee. Same. Alright. So, I'm really tempted to just call off this stream completely and redo it for tomorrow. What do you think? Should I do that? Get myself set up a bit more properly? Or come back in a couple of hours? Okay. Alright. Here we go. Still can't... you'll notice that the sun is out. Yeah? Yes. There we go. Yes, we have the sun is out, and hello Wazza Oz, how are you, buddy? Welcome. How are you, mate? Picture looks clear to me, so that's good. Yeah, it's a nice day today for a change. It's what time is it here? It's 8 a.m. and the temperature's not too hot for this time of the day, so that's good. For the first time in a long time, I've stepped out on my balcony this morning and I can't smell the smoke. So that's good, although I can see it in the distance, but this time the sun isn't bright orange from the smoke in the sky. It's actually the normal colour of the sun, so that's really good. So, yeah, so I'm a little bit lost for words. You got no idea what happened before when this stream started. Unfortunately, I won't be able to edit anything because when you edit a live stream, you lose all the chat history, and if anyone wants to watch the replay, they won't be able to see any of the chat. Jimmy James, hello there. How are you? From Texas, San Antonio. How about that? Welcome, mate. Welcome. I would expect a few from the United States being on it. This is a sort of a prime time for there, because I know a lot of people are interested in Thailand in the States. So if you've got any questions, I'll do my best to answer and help you out. But yeah, so it looks like a good day here. It's not going to be too hot. It is very hot at this time of the year. We're going through a heat wave here in Thailand at the moment. That seems to be dominating the news, and we are pretty much suffering from it. Every day for the last 2 weeks almost, it's been up in the 40s. In some places getting up to 40, 43 degrees in some places. Mate, I would love to moderate you, but I really don't know how to do that through this app, and if I do something wrong, we're going to lose the stream, so I'm not touching it. Alright, we'll do a unlisted live stream later on today, and then I can add you in that. I'm sure that will work. But I mean, seriously, if I go over and touch your name, I get nothing. All I get is the ability to edit the chat box size, and yeah, I ain't touching it. We're good. We're good. We're going. We're working. Beverly Weber, hello from Phoenix, Arizona. Well, I imagine it gets hot in Arizona. Hey? Arizona, very nice. That's good. That's good. We've got 6 people in, I can see, so that's good. Well, how about that? I got my favourite coffee cup, or one of them, called I Love Germany. I don't know why, but Beverly's saying, I lived in Chiang Mai for a year in 2019, loved it. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah, well, I'm loving it, and I know it's only going to get better because I've sort of landed here at the worst time of the year when it comes to the burning season and the weather being so hot. But yeah, it's only better things to come. I'm looking forward to the months ahead. This month will get cooler, much cooler. There's where you're living, near Super Walmart. Do you have Super Walmarts, do you? I thought they were big enough as they are without needing Super Walmarts. Wow, that's cool. You know where that is? That's good. Aussie Gary. Hello, Gary. From, I'm trying to see that. Wakatane Bay of Plenty in New Zealand. Okay. Thanks, mate. Welcome. How are you? I meant to bring my glasses over here, didn't I? Now I'm going to have to jump off screen and get my glasses so I can read the chat a bit clearer. But yeah, how's New Zealand? Getting cool over there now? Australia and New Zealand sort of heading into the cooler months now. It's been average, yeah. It's been above average right across Southeast Asia. It has to. I don't know what they're blaming it. It's climate change or El Nino or something like that. But it makes things worse here in Chiang Mai because Chiang Mai is actually in a bit of a bowl, and it just sits there. The heat, the weather, the heat just, and the smoke, of course. We've had some rain the last couple of days, so that's been really helpful. Brought down, and a bit of a breeze come through, so that's blown some of the smoke away. So yeah, really good. In fact, yesterday I went down to the swimming pool, and while I was down there was a thunderstorm in the distance, and it was actually starting to rain. It's still about 38 degrees Celsius, so I guess that's in 100 Fahrenheit or so. But when I waited for a bit and the rain let off, I got out there on the deck chair and sun lounge and jumped in there, and it was perfect. And then of course you can see the black clouds and hear the thunder in the background. Brilliant. Trip, we retired to Bangkok. Oh, we're retiring to Bangkok next month. Oh, good on ya. All right. Bangkok, busy place. You actually retiring to there, or are you going to be still working in Bangkok? Bangkok, it's a nice city, it's a good city, certainly a lot to do there. I'm retiring to Chiang Mai in 2 years, says Trip on Two Wheels. At least that is the plan currently. Of course you are. Yeah, we're going to keep you coming here in 2 years, no problem. We'll still be here in 2 years. Yep, we'll still be here in 2 years. I'm going to go and grab my glasses, alright? So I'm not struggling so much to read the chat. Alright, I'll be back in 1 second. Make that 3 seconds. There we go. There we go. There we go. Done. That's better. Oh, look at that. See? Much better. Much better. Alright, so who else we got in chat that hasn't said hello? Just say hello in chat, that'd be great. Total retirement at 62. Hey, good on ya. That's good. I've done the total retirement at 57. I turned 57 this month, later this month. So looking forward to that, I suppose. What kind of motorbike do I ride? I don't ride a motorbike over here at the moment. I will. I used to ride a Kawasaki Ninja and a Suzuki V-Strom 1000 back in Oz, but I sold those. Over here I'm going to do a major step down to just one of the local little scooters they have here, little Hondas, Honda Waves or Honda Clicks, something like that. Something that's at least a 125 or up. And I'll do some trips out of town. I'm in a really good location here where I don't need to jump on a motorbike to go to the nearest 7-Eleven or anything like that. Everything to eat and shop and whatever is within walking distance. So a motorbike will be strictly for taking day trips out of town when the weather's better. Yeah. Thanks, mate. Happy birthday. Yes. Yes. It's a couple of weeks away, but it's coming up. Oz says, I have a mate living in hot province south of Chiang Mai. Yeah, says the hottest he's ever experienced. Yep. I guess that is what you get living in a province called hot. Oh, is that the name of the province? Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, it's breaking records of temperatures here. But seriously, it's starting to cool. I'm looking at the forecast for the next week, and it's going to be a few degrees cooler. We might get down to as low as 37, 36 possibly. Still quite no problem. Still swimming pool weather, that's for sure. But I love the heat. I love the heat. I don't mind it at all. I don't complain. I don't think I've ever complained about the heat. I've said how hot it is and so forth, and it restricts me from doing some things, but it's all in good time when things cool down and the monsoons come towards the end of this month. Things will cool down and we'll see the blue skies again. And I've seen photographs of Chiang Mai and video of Chiang Mai during the June, July and the rest of the year, and it looks just beautiful. You know, it's a fantastic place. It really lives up to its name in those months. It's just a shame that there is this season where they're doing all the burning that's causing all the smoke. Yeah, what was I saying? Check out the ADV Honda 160. Yes, that is one I've been looking at. It's a decent sized bike too. I'm looking at getting a second-hand bike. That's all. You know, my budget's about 20 to 30,000 baht. That's all I need. Yeah, I mean, the good thing about here is you can get your bikes repaired so easily. In the past year or two, I've used motorbikes over here in Thailand. And if you've got a flat tire or anything problem, seriously, there's always someone around to help, and it's not far to get a tire changed or an air and anything fixed. I do remember paying something like about, I think it was the equivalent of $2 for a tube changed in a flat tire I had once. Just the guy on the side of the road fixed it up, and I was off and riding again in 20 minutes. So it's all good. Oh, what's your favourite Thai dish so far, and what did it cost? All right. I'm not a person who I don't like spicy food, so I'm not not into the spicy stuff. I got to say my favourite dish at the moment is pad Thai. It's a well-known one here for the locals. It's got shrimp as well as noodles, and it's really, really nice, and you get a decent sized plate full. I mean, it's a meal, no problem at all. And down on the street where the lady makes it up, cooks it all up for me, it's 40 baht. Okay, so that's just about, say, $1.10 US. That's my dinner. I would say I have pad Thai 3 times a week. Yeah. Occasionally I'll grab something for dessert. There's got these mango sticky rice, is really nice. That actually costs more. They're about 50 baht, but that's nice. That's like mango sliced up and cut over a bed of rice, and then they put this like milk over the top of it, like coconut milk. Oh, beautiful, really nice. What was it saying? You should be able to pick up a second-hand A250 for a reasonable price. Yeah, I will. I managed to get my residency certificate last week, so it came in the mail finally. It took 3 weeks, but I got the free version you had to wait for. And unfortunately, I didn't realise that they're only valid for 30 days. So I got this beautiful certificate with my photo on there and a stamp, red seal stamp, and it's all officially signed and everything. And after 30 days, they're worthless. So they go to so much trouble. I mean, I don't see why you can't just have something last, like just a one-off and get that. The reason for the residency certificate is you need that to, I've heard it's not just to buy the bike, but to get the insurance and register the bike, so you need to have a residency certificate and your passport. That's all. So, but I've got that, and being valid for 30 days for the rest of this month. We'll see how things go. I'm going to start looking a little bit more seriously for motorbikes and secondhand. They've got your Facebook Marketplace here. Always good to have a look on there, and there's plenty of things there. I've had a couple of motorbike stores, one in particular that rents and sells motorbikes. They've got a pretty good reputation. Contact me, and they're happy for me to do a video all about renting or all about buying a motorbike. And they also speak quite good English too, so that'll help. So I'll contact them next week, and we'll go over there and see. Other than that, not much else has been happening other than an update for me on my retirement visa process. So I had to go back to my visa agent 2 days ago, and I gave them my passport, my TM30 form, and my bank passbook. And they are going to, and they set up an appointment at immigration for Tuesday next week, which is only 2 days away, all right? And I have to go back, meet them, and then they'll take me up to immigration and do all the stuff with their agent and with immigration, and then I reckon about 10-15 minutes when I walk out of there, I'll have my 12-month stamp done in my passport. So all good. I won't have to worry about that for another 12 months, and that's when the 90-day reporting will start, which is simple. So there you go. What else? Oh yes, and I bought a new computer. So I want to put a big thank you out to all those people who offered to buy me a coffee. The link is not in the description below, unfortunately. I'm going to have to put that in afterwards. But my other videos and the actual main homepage of the YouTube channel does have a link there for buy me a coffee, and if you can go there and do that, that'd be great. That really helps me build up the channel and get more content. And what's happened was one of you guys actually bought me 5 coffees, so I want to put a big thanks out to you. Thanks for that. That's great. That went towards buying a new PC, well, a newly built computer anyway, because I've been running off my laptop that I bought from Australia, and editing videos is just not working. It was too slow. I was just really struggling, didn't have the power. So I needed to get a computer. So I found this girl who builds computers, all the pretty lights and fans and colors and stuff, but it's got a decent graphics card. It's got 32 gigabyte of RAM in it. Good monitor. I got speakers, the whole lot for 10,000 baht, which is fantastic, which is great. And as soon as I downloaded all my programs and software and editing stuff onto that, fantastic. Everything is so much better. What took me 5 minutes of mucking around on timelines trying to edit video, what took me, sorry, not 5 minutes, what took me 20 minutes now takes me just minutes to do. It just made such a big difference. So we'll have a lot more better videos, quality videos, and much more easily edited for me. So it just makes the whole process better. But all that, any money that comes from any donations in the way of buy me a coffee or PayPal or anything, particularly until I get monetized, which is coming up pretty close. As you know, I'm well over 1,000 subscribers now, or up into 1,200 plus and growing, and I just need to get my watch hours. And I'm like, I don't know, it's about 150 hours off the 4,000 minimum. As soon as I hit that, I become monetized, and then we can do lots more with the channel. So looking forward to that. Was I saying, would love to know how you felt on the day you got on the flight to leave Australia permanently. You know what? It was just another flight. You know, I honestly, every year for many years, I've been flying off on holidays for a month or two, all over the world, from, you know, countries in Africa to Asia here to some parts of Europe and so forth, and it didn't feel that way. I still had one bag. I didn't realize that I was not planning on coming back. So that's, yeah, it just really did feel just like another flight. And that feeling lasted for, I reckon, the first week. While I was here, when I got here, I flew directly from Bangkok up to here. I stayed in a hotel I had booked for a week. And then I went through the process of finding a visa agent to get all that process started, then looking for a condo to rent for 12 months. That's your biggest commitment up front, because you want everything to work out, because you're about to commit to renting a condo for 12 months. But that all happened. Found Perfect Homes is who I used for that. I highly recommend Perfect Homes if you're coming to Chiang Mai and looking for a long-term rental. Just contact them, call them, send them an email, whatever. let them know what you're looking for. They'll go through what they have. You can check their website and see, and you're done. So within about 4 days, I'd found the place. And I've walked into this place and gone, this is it. This is everything I want. Everything except a gym. But hey, I'd never had a gym back. Never went to the gym when I went back home anyway. So it was just something I was going to start up, which I still haven't done. But it had everything. So yeah, so I moved in here. And it was probably a week after that I sort of then felt like, now this isn't just a holiday, you know. And believe it or not, it's been nearly 3 months already. What do I miss most about living in Australia? Or have you been gone long enough? Or have you been gone long enough to know this yet? Miss. Oh, miss in Australia. Oh, geez. Not much. I don't miss much in Australia. What's there to miss in Australia? Oh, look. You know, some of the food. I miss shopping in a supermarket where I recognise all the brands on the shelf. Over here, when you go to the Big C or the Macro or the other big shopping centres and you walk in there, you grab your trolley, you head down that first aisle, and you're like, it's like you're an alien from another planet, and nothing is familiar to you, and you can't read any of it, and it's like, wow. So I miss the convenience of finding my brand of things that I used to stick with, my brand of breakfast Wheat Bix, my brand of milk, what I was used to. You know, that's different. So yeah, I miss that, I suppose. Yeah, but then again, I've found a supermarket close to here that has a lot of Western foods. So for the first time, I walked down the aisles and I actually can read. I may not recognise them all because a lot of them were European and American brands and stuff, but at least I could read everything and read the ingredients and read, you know, what size that is. And I even got a checkout, and I remember this, when you go through Big C or any of the big supermarkets and you get your receipt for your shopping, it's all in Thai. You can read the prices, but you can't read what it was you bought. But at this supermarket up here, it's all in English. So I put that aside so I can keep a track of the prices. But it was good to go, oh look, you know, I bought this bread and it tells you and what it costs, and I could read it. So yeah, that's one thing, is being able to read the stuff, including restaurants. When you walk along and looking at restaurants, if the menus have an English version, then you've really only got to go by the picture, have a look at the photo, and if they've got pictures there and you go, that looks good, I'll have that. And this is where I need to take a bit of a risk and pick something that I'm not familiar with. I'll just make sure I say not spicy, you know, or learn to speak Thai and say not spicy, because sometimes saying not spicy, they don't understand. I say, yeah, not spicy, and then you, oh Jesus, and you catch fire diving for the ice water. Anyway, so yeah, there's nothing much left to miss about Australia, really. I'm not someone who is happy with just the familiar routine of life. This is why every year I used to go overseas every year. It was to get away from the familiar. I don't like the familiar, and experience new things and different things. And so, you know, going to Africa and visiting countries like that, and places, even throughout Asia, it's all different. Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, it may all be Asia, but they're completely different countries, and it's away from your normalness of everything every day. I won't miss that. I won't miss that. So we'll see. Ask me in a year if I still like, for instance, living here. All right, I'm in a 46 square meter studio condo here, and Yeah, it's not huge, but it's going to be smaller the longer I'm here, isn't it? So we'll see. We'll see. You know, when my lease expires here, I might move into something a little different, a new area. After that period of time, I've had a chance to explore more areas and have a look around, and I'll do that. So there you go. All right. What else was there to mention? Any other questions? Have got any questions? I'm just going to try and fiddle with something here without breaking anything. Let me just slide this across. No. Come on. There it is. Let me just try this one. I think that worked. There we go. I've got that subscribe button come across. If anyone comes in and they're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and take a look at some of my previous videos. I've got a few coming up. I went and got my hair cut by these two lovely ladies at the hairdressers up the road here. It's quite an interesting video. Once I get around to editing that, that'll be a good one. There's an abandoned building up here by the river that didn't have a fence or a gate, so I went and had a look and videotaped that, so there'll be another video from that. My last video was the scary bridge that I crossed over the river here. There's an old steel footbridge that creaks and grinds and makes all sorts of noises as you're crossing the river. Yeah, that's worth watching. I was quite scared. My haircut, what did it cost? Boy, it actually cost a little bit more than the normal hairdresser, like going to a barber. So I think I paid 200 baht. So yeah, less than, probably about $5, I guess. Yeah, 200 baht. It was, but of course with that you had the girl washed, she did my hair, she did this, she gave me a shave, she gave me a face massage, shoulder massage, and washed my hair. Then another head massage. I was there for, gosh, about an hour and a half getting the haircut. Brilliant. If you want, you can go, that's my second haircut here. My first one was at your general barber shop. And he was a nice fellow who'd lived in Australia for a while. And again, spoke good English. And he did my haircut and only cost 100 baht. The average price of a haircut around here is about 120 baht, I would say. Yeah, 120 baht. But of course, that all includes, I don't think you'll get your wash with the barber, but you'll certainly get the face massage and the shave and everything else for that. The 120 baht, that's what, in Australian dollars, that's $5. A quarter, less than a quarter of the price of what it would cost me in Australia to get my hair cut. So, there you go. There we go. Oh, and of course you could always get your manicure or pedicure if you wish as well. I had my pedicure done. Actually, that was how I found that hairdresser in the first place. I was looking for a place to get my toes done. We didn't want to watch a video on that. That wouldn't have gone too well, so I didn't bother. But yeah, they did a good job of my toes doing all that. So that's why I went back to get the haircut from the same girls. And, yeah, definitely worthwhile. So yeah, and I'll also mention that the cost of the shopping here, even though this particular supermarket was catering towards foreigners like myself, the prices were still very reasonable. In fact, any of the things like the bottles of Coke, hey Hobby Time, g'day mate, welcome mate. Any products that I could buy in 7-Eleven, like the Coke, what else, some packets of chips, crisps, things like that, were the same price. so they weren't any more expensive. So that was a good thing to keep note of. If I heavy items like Coke or ice cream, if I just go down the 7-Eleven here and buy that, then saves me carrying it back. But it was really good. You walk out of that supermarket. I walked out of that supermarket with my trolley, and I thought, well, I'll call a Bolt over here. Over here we have Bolt. It's like Uber, and Bolt, you can call a taxi driver, a car or a motorcycle. Obviously, I caught a motorcycle up to the shopping, so it was about 35 baht, about a US dollar to get up the roads. It would have been a 30-minute walk, but it was just over 5 minutes on the motorbike. So I got up there on a motor scooter, but obviously with the shopping, I had to call a car. So I walk out and they've got security out the front. And I called up and I brought up the thing, and then I showed him and I said, oh, this is the car, here's the registration, it's a black, whatever it was. And oh, no problem. And within a minute, the car was coming into the car park area. So security guy's gone over to my trolley, picked up all my bags, walked me out to the car, put all my shopping in the boot, closed it, and then off I went back. Said thank you very much. How's that for service? And came straight back to here. Now, the difference in cost of paying between a motorcycle and a car is tiny. If it cost me 35 baht to get up there on a motorcycle, it cost me maybe an extra 10 baht, an extra 50 cents to come back in a car. So, you know, in most cases, you know, it's probably better to get, there's two different reasons why you might get a car over a bike. Your car has air conditioning, and obviously it's safer to be in a car. The disadvantage of it is the car gets caught in the traffic, whereas the motorcycles go straight through and to the front, so there's no traffic issues when you're in a car. So it all depends where you're going. When I went to buy the computer for the video editing, that was a 40-minute ride on the back of a motorbike north of Chiang Mai. It was actually the furthest I've been since I've been here out of Chiang Mai. That was a long way, and that was a 42-degree temperature day as well. It was hot on that motorbike, wow. But when I got there, straight to the place, saw the computer, said, yes, I'm happy, I want that. And then I ended up coming back, and what happened was they offered to do free delivery of the computer I was buying. I said, yeah, that's great. And then he pointed to his Hilux outside, and I said, oh, cool. And then he said, and I'll take you too. Oh, really? So for free, we put the computer in the car, and I jumped in, and he drove me all the way back to my condo, helped me carry the monitor and everything upstairs up to here, and all part of the service, all part of the price. So brilliant. Right, I just come across so many nice people and helpful people here, you know. Who am I rooting for in the Stanley Cup, Peter? All right. What's the Stanley Cup, Mr. Trip on Two Wheels? I'm not a sports person. All right. I'm assuming that's a sport. Is it golf? I don't know. I don't follow sport. I'm a really sad case there. Sorry about that. No sports for me. Yeah, just never got into it, you know. Yeah. I used to follow Formula One. I used to like watching the Formula One and IndyCar back in when it was real racing, in the days of Ayrton Senna and Nigel Mansell and the rest of them. But now I don't even follow that so much. Hockey. See? Hockey. Why would I... How could you even think I would even follow hockey? I've never even been to a hockey game. I don't think I've ever watched a full hockey game, other than maybe in a movie. Okay. I've been to a baseball game though. I went to a baseball game in Toronto. I watched the Blue Jays playing the Yankees, New York Yankees. Yes, that was an eye-opener. Fantastic. So, come on guys, there's people in there who haven't said hello. Say hello there in chat. That'd be great. I would really like to add you as a moderator there, my friend Trip, but I can't do it on this app. I don't think I can. Anyway, we'll sort that out next time. We'll do a rehearsal. We need to do a rehearsal of this. Seriously. I will probably do another stream the same as this next week, because this seems quite a good time to do it. Most people are still tend to sleep in on a Sunday over here in Thailand, and it's probably only about 9 a.m. or close to it. I'm not even sure what the time is. Let me just check without putting my finger on the screen. It's 8:30 a.m. There we go. There we go. Let me try and test something else here. If I swipe across and I press this, there it is. There it is. Isn't that good? I think that's showing up along the screen there. That's great. Unfortunately, there is no link in the description. It's on the main channel page. Yeah, I've gone and hit this by mistake, and we'll get rid of that. When will it start to cool off in Chiang Mai? This month, all right? So as far as I've been told by the locals, this month is the month where we'll get the rain start, probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks. I think it's starting to cool off now, but definitely by the end of this month it'll be really nice. It'll be fine. And type the link in chat. Yeah, see, I'd love to do that, but I can't even. I can watch the chat, but I can't see. I don't have the option to chat in there. Hello, Nakorn. Welcome. Sorry you're late. Oh, that's okay. And Peter Ross is popping in. Hello, mate. Welcome. Welcome. So, yeah, I need to figure this Prism app out a bit better, because when I touch that, all I'm getting up is the border and the edit and so forth. So I can't type into chat. That's strange. Anyway, so yes, Peter Ross, where are you? And Nakorn, guessing you're here in Thailand somewhere. Yes, welcome. So far so good. Yes, so far so good. Yeah, it's in reference to being in Thailand here, it's great. You know, I gotta say, it's really good. I actually met a guy who, he doesn't live here, but he owns the top floor apartment on the top floor, penthouse, I guess you'd call it, down in the swimming pool. Oh, you're in Manly. Ah, nice. Good one. Yeah, he lives, Manly's in Sydney, for those who don't know. It's on the north. You can catch a ferry from Sydney Circular Quay straight over to Manly and have a good beach there. So yeah, the guy I met, he owned the apartment on the top floor here. He owns a dispensary in Chiang Mai here, and it didn't click with me. I'm trying to think, dispensary? What does he sell? Is it a laundromat or something? I don't know. What's he talking about? And he was out there with his 7-month baby. His wife had gone in, and they're out by the pool, see? And his little 7-month is sitting there, and he's going to teach him how to swim and that, you know. I asked him, I said, how old's the little one? He says 7 months. Oh. And then he started talking to me. He was American. I don't know where in America, but he was one of those loud, obnoxious Americans. Trip, you know them? But yeah, he just started talking, and woof, it just like a tornado, just talking about everything. He'd been here for about 7 years. He just came here for the pool, for his baby, to teach him to swim and give him somewhere to cool off. I don't know, he doesn't live in here, he may be renting it out, but I think he's renting up near his shop. Never met one. Okay, strange. So but yeah, I figured what a dispensary is. I don't want to say it because it might affect my channel, but a dispensary is, you know, one of those shops that sell, let's just say, green vegetables, of green varieties of herbal plants. There we go. You know where I'm at. And he was interesting. I won't go into detail, but he was telling me about how he runs the business here and how well it's doing, and you know, it was interesting stuff. So it's amazing. I meet people nearly every day here, new people. Ratchaburi, very nice. Yeah. So yeah. Who's Mike? Hello, Mike. Here from the GC. I'm guessing that's going to be the Gold Coast. Fantastic. How's the Gold Coast this morning? 3 hours ahead of me, so it's about 8:30, 11:30 in the Gold Coast. I love the Gold Coast. My family all live on the Gold Coast, so there you go. Surfer's Paradise. There we go. You used to get the death penalty in Thailand for selling those vegetables. Yeah, hasn't times changed? That's true. Yeah, there's some strange laws over here. One day I'll look them up and we can talk about the strange laws of Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, you know, there's still death penalty for that death penalty still exists, I'm fairly sure, or you can end up in prison if you get done for possession of those vegetables. Cloudy and 22. Yeah, oh well, summer's gone. So yeah, those vegetables, yes, let's not go into that. That's you know, something I not had a part of for many years. So each to their own. Good on them. I will admit I did have an alcoholic beverage last Sunday. Okay, so last Sunday I went up to it's Thailand's largest night market. How old am I? 57 this month. I turned 57 in about, I don't know, 3 weeks, 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, there you go. Yes, they have the night market, the Sunday night market up here. It's the largest in Thailand. And I thought, oh yeah, okay, we'll see. Wow, it is huge. The night market is unbelievably big. I mean, I've been to markets all around the world. I don't think I've ever been to anything this big, and it's every Sunday. There are thousands of stalls, and if you can imagine the square of the old city of Thailand, there's the main gate over on the eastern side, and there's one street that runs all the way across to the other gate on the other side of the town, of the city. That whole length of that road was just both sides market stalls. But that wasn't all. There's a couple of crossroads where all the stalls, as far as I could see down that direction, were all markets as well. It was amazing. Even the temples were opened up and people had all food and stalls laid out in there. It was incredible. Yes, I did a video. I'm going to edit that video and we'll be able to see that on the channel hopefully soon. But back to the alcoholic beverage, I went back down one of the local streets where all the bars are and called into a bar there and bought myself a Chang beer. So there you go. I can't say I don't drink anymore because I gave in. I bought just one small Chang beer and it was good. It was good, and that's all I had. I paid the girl and left, and got a selfie with the two bar girls. There we go. That I didn't video. You'll miss out on that. That may be for another video, for another time. I'm 57. That's it. That's it. See? Yeah. Yeah. I'm a young fella. You know. Yes. A young fella that retired and got out of Australia as soon as I could, because it was just becoming too much of a stressful place to live, and trying to survive, and the negativity. I'll tell you something else I haven't done since I've been here is watch the news. Okay, so I've got a nice TV here that doesn't have a normal aerial. I can't pick up any local stations or channels on this. All I have on that is Netflix or YouTube. That's it. So the only news that I hear is either from people, or maybe I'll see something on YouTube that's popping up about some current event. I do watch local news here on a couple of YouTube channels that are done in English to keep track of what's going on around where I live here, but outside, no, I don't. And because a lot of it is pretty much all negative stuff, isn't it? There's nothing really happy happening in the news, is there? So yeah. So anyway, that's that. We've got 12 people. Say hello in chat. That'd be great. And always take that opportunity to help out the channel. If you haven't already, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. That'd be good. And also buy me a coffee is so much appreciated. It really is. I mean, it's $5 Australian to buy me a coffee. That's all. But hey, $5 over here, it goes quite a long way. Like I say, I bought this computer here for $10,000, and that's only a couple of $100. And yet I'll make so much use out of that. It'll be fantastic. Especially being able to edit videos properly now and do all this. My next goal in the way of things I need for the channel will be some wireless microphones. I know you hear me fine now and it works great on the phone, but when I go outside, I'm thinking of doing a live stream like this, but while walking somewhere. And I know it's great to get some of the ambient sound around happening, but I need to get a decent microphone. I've been looking at the Mic 2 from DJI. They look really nice, very expensive, but the advantage of them is that I can use them not only on my phone, but on my DJI action cam as well. It'll work on that. I also have a Nikon or Nikon Z30 camera. I can attach it to that as well. So yeah, multi-use, and that would be great. So that will probably be my next goal, will be to get myself a decent microphone. Now you get two of them in a set. There's something like 13,000 baht. I think I've seen them priced over here for. So we're looking at about maybe a bit more. I'm not sure. You have a DJI mic? Yeah, they do. They work really good. And they have this like a sound cancelling, leveling thing in it. Well, so in post, when you're doing your editing, you usually don't have to touch the audio. It's usually fine throughout the whole stream. So I'll look at that. I'll look at that option as well. Yeah, I like doing the walking videos and having a look around the place and seeing, because literally every time I go out I'll see new things. Like this morning I go out for a walk, so I didn't go out this morning, I had other things to do, but the other morning I went for a walk up the river around one of the side streets, and then I went, you have to be a bit quiet in some of the back streets because the dogs aren't the friendliest over here. But most of the houses in this side near the river are gated, so the dogs are going to be behind a gate. They're not just wandering the street. Whereas I've found on the other side of the road, going down that way, there's dogs outside that they'll come after you. They really will. But there was one place down there I noticed that instead of having the beware of dog on the sign of the gate, it actually had, and the gate was open, by the way, so I was a little bit nervous, especially when I saw the sign that said beware of werewolf. And at 4:30 in the morning, the last thing I wanted was to be chased by a werewolf in Chiang Mai. Hey, but yeah, that is a serious thing, the dogs here. Have you met any hotties yet, Peter? And how easy is it to meet them? Oh, mate, I'm not. It's not a high on my priority list of getting hooked up with anyone. That's for sure at the moment. But I can assure you, anybody coming over here to Chiang Mai or Thailand in general, there are lots of hotties around. The eye candy is right there, certainly very nice, and they're always smiling and always willing to chat. The ladies over here are always happy to talk and chat to you, so you've got to, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all, really. I haven't even tried, I haven't. To be honest, most of the people I've met are either here in the building, so it means they've probably got a Western Farang, as they say, Farang, boyfriend or husband. But out in the street, you just say hello. It's simple, and they'll talk. I'm very lucky that I'm situated very close to a very big private hospital down the road here. So if you're not well and you feel sick, yeah, the nurses, you can't go wrong. There's a 7-Eleven right outside the hospital there. You just go there for your iced coffee and just hang around there a bit, and you're going to spot all these nurses coming in on their breaks. No, it's not an issue. In fact, I recently heard, and I might verify this today, that if you walked into this hospital and walked up the stairs to the next level, there's a cafeteria up there that's open to the public, and you pay something like 40-50 baht, and it's like a smorgasbord. You can just go in there and pick what you want and sit down and eat. So I might go and check that out today. We'll see. Mike's saying, just watched a YouTube on those mics, thinking of getting one, but as you say, not cheap. Yeah, they're not cheap. But, it's one of those things where I will make use of every feature on them, so that justifies the cost. It's like saying, well, why don't you edit all the videos in Photoshop, and buy the software? It costs hundreds of dollars. It's because there are so many features in Photoshop, Photo Premiere, whatever it is, video editing, that I would never use, and would take me years to learn how to use the program properly. So why, when I can use Filmora 13, which is what I use on my video editing, costs me $80 a year for a subscription, does everything I want, and does the job, and I use all the features on it, So for those microphones, yeah, I'd definitely use it on the phone, use it on the action cam, and on my other camera as well. So yeah, a bonus for all that stuff. Yeah, very good, very good. We're coming up to an hour already. Gosh, it's gone quick. The sun is still out. and let me just have a quick look. You can see how bright it is out there. Oh yeah, it's crazy bright out there. Would you like to go and have a look out my window? Let me know in chat if you would like to have a look at the view from my balcony on this Sunday morning in Chiang Mai. You'll see what I mean by the weather. Do you want to go for a quick walk? I can do that. I'm sure I can do that. Yes, I even see the option to turn my camera around, so we can do that. All right, let's go. I'll take that as a yes. Okay. My battery pack. All right, hang on. Here we go. All right. Oh, you can see that brightness. There we go. The air conditioner is a little bit noisy, but I can turn that off actually, just for the purpose of our little tour. Had that set at 27 degrees, nice and comfortable. All right, let's try and turn this camera around. Rear. There we go. There's our view. Now, you're wondering what the netting is? All the balconies have this netting. It's to stop the pigeons and birds flying on the balconies and shitting everywhere, basically. Okay, so as you can see, it's a tall building. It goes way up there, and you see we've got the gas station across the road. That main road, if we went up to the left, just up on there's a set of lights just up there. You turn left, they'll cross the bridge over the Ping River, and it's only about say 10 minutes on a motorcycle. You'll be right in the center of the Chiang Mai city. Also up there to the right is the hospital, to the left is the hospital. Okay. Hello Mike at What I See Photography. Hello from the Sunshine Coast. Welcome mate. I'm just showing off the view. You can hear the crickets in the trees. It's very quiet here on a Sunday morning. Yeah, there we go. Gas station over the road. So the price of fuel at the moment looks like it's at 40 baht. 40 baht. So that's about $1.10 a litre US. I wouldn't know what it is back in Australia anymore, because it's probably still gone up. Still about, I don't know what it is in Queensland now. What's the price of premium fuel in Queensland at the moment? So as you can see looking out there, it's slight haze, right? But that is much better than it has been in the previous days. I can see this morning about twice the distance of a normal morning. I don't really even smell the smoke this morning, so that's good. And way out there in the distance is a tall building, and that's looking out to what they call Central Festival. I'm fairly sure that that building out there is Central Festival Shopping Centre. $2.07 this morning, is it? Oh wow, okay. Yeah, $2.07. So that would make that 50. Yeah, so I'd say it's about 40 cents a litre cheaper here. Yeah, but petrol's expensive everywhere. It's gone up a lot here in Thailand as well. All right, let's move back in. I'm going to turn my camera back around like that. There we go. There we go. All right, I'm going to come back in. I don't want to let the cool air out. $3 a gallon now in Texas. Really, it's about 95 cents per litre. Very good. I'm going to show you my work area here, where I do my video editing. And there we go. And down there is the new computer. But yeah, there we go. That's where I do all my editing. How about that? Alright, there's a ceiling fan. Don't worry, it's not going to hit me in the head, it's just the camera angle. Alright, so any questions you have about Chiang Mai or Thailand for me? Anything? Just let me know. I need to turn that aircon back on again because it heats up really quick, especially when the sun's shining in here. There we go. Come on, turn it on. There we go. Good. That's better. That's better. Yeah. There we go. Whoop, watch me head to the fan. So, yeah. So overall, even though prices have gone up, no, I'm not going to show you my crunchy peanut butter. That was sad. I've always eaten smooth peanut butter, and I've accidentally bought crunchy. So, yeah, I'm trying to get through that as best I can. There we go. Hello, Steve in Boston. How are you? From the south of Sydney. I was in Chiang Mai 6 weeks ago. Okay, I'm 4 months older and taking TTR as soon as I'm 60. Oh, good, mate. Good. I'm from south of Sydney. Hey? Anywhere near Hurstville, by any chance, in the St George area. Oh, good. That's good. Good on you, mate. Yes. I'll be taking my what you call is my superannuation at 60 as soon as possible. My budget is seeing me out for the 3 years that it takes me to hit 60, and then I can grab my superannuation too, and then yeah, that'll be a lifestyle changer for me too. So yeah. 6 weeks ago in Chiang Mai, you would have been here when the weather was just about to get smoky and hot. So you left at a good time. Because I think it was about 6 weeks ago that I came here. Maybe a little bit longer. Yeah, when I first came to Chiang Mai, it was really nice, blue skies. I didn't notice any smoke, but then within a couple of weeks, there it was, it came. So, yeah, no cream. Kiama, oh, Jaroa. Oh, yeah. Bit further south than I thought. Jaroa, 7 Mile Beach, know it well. Yes, Kiama. I had a friend that's down at Paradise Point. Yeah, Paradise Point, just south of Kiama. My job in Australia before I moved here was driving a truck. I used to go down to Kiama twice a week, down through Wollongong. Yeah, around the Kiama bends. Hey? Yeah, and Droa's a nice spot too. It's good. Still haven't seen the mountain from the smoke. Yeah, I know. Yeah, the mountain here, I haven't seen it. I haven't had a clear day of seeing it at all. There was one day where I could just make out the outline, and I do remember seeing the Golden Temple a little bit coming through the smoke on the top of the mountain there. Doi Satep is the name of the mountain. But yeah, that should start to appear. In fact, I think today, if I was on the other side of our condo, looking on the riverside, I would be able to look over there and see the mountain. And I think it probably would be visible today. I really do. I really think it would be visible. And not clear. We don't see the blue sky. So, you know, I always joke with people on the floors above me. I say, is the smoke as bad up there? Or are you above the smoke level? Yeah. But the smoke is fairly high. I went for a walk out on the west side of the town once, and it was where the airport, the flight path was, where the planes come over, and it was a reasonably smoky day, and you could see the Air Asia flights and the Thai Airways flights taking off, and just you could hear them but you couldn't see them from the smoke. What's this one? Do condos commonly have disposals over there? Condos, disposals. I don't know what that means. You need to explain. Condos. Like, are we talking like rubbish disposals? If we are, what I do is there's bins out near the lifts in the foyer, and your garbage and your rubbish you build up in here, you just take that out and put them in the bins. They get emptied every day by the cleaners. Yeah. The cleaners also mop out there a couple of times a week. They grind up the food. Oh, no, they don't. No, they don't have that. Who knows where this stuff ends up? Yeah, no, they don't. But I had one day, I'll tell you a bit of a story, was the floor was getting a bit dirty here. It's tile floor. I like tile floor. It's cool and it stays reasonably clean. But after the first 4 weeks here, it's starting to get a few marks on it, you know. And I thought, I'll mop it. I need to mop it. So I went down a little hardware shop, bought my bucket, my mop it, my detergent stuff, cleaning stuff. Come back in here, filled it up, started mopping, went right through the whole place. I swept it all first. Backwards heathens. yeah. And I did the whole thing, and then I went down to the pool. I thought, I'll leave it open, leave the fan running, and let it dry. I came back up, and it was just covered in just blotches, like watermarks everywhere. It was worse than I should never have touched it in the first place. And I thought, oh man, is it the water? Because I use tap water? What, do I need to mop my floor with bottled water? Surely that can't be right. So while I'm down, so I didn't know what to do. I thought, oh well, you know, I'll work something out, I'll figure it out. While I was down there, I was talking to a couple that live here, and I told them that I'd mopped my floor and it came up worse than when I'd started. And it turns out that it was the soap that I used in the water. The secret is just mop it with water, right, on your mop. Don't put any detergents or anything in, just use straight water. Now, I haven't tried that yet because I found that out after I'd already been down to our receptionist desk on the ground floor and requested if the cleaners could come through and clean my floor for me. And they said, yeah. And they asked how often. And I said, oh, just once, just you know, one day. So I booked in a time the next week. Yeah, the soap. I booked in a time next week, and they came through, and 4 of them showed up. They came in, they swept. I said, I just need, just mop the place for me. Just, you know, you can see, you know. They came in, they swept everything. They got their mops, all 4 of these ladies, and they mopped my thing. I stood out there in the hallway waiting, you know, watching, and they were in there for a good half an hour, maybe a bit longer, doing the whole floor. I thought, wow. And when they'd done, it was like brand new. There wasn't a mark anywhere, not a watermark, nothing. And I thought, wow, that was excellent. And then when I asked how much that cost, 100 baht. Can you believe it? Like less than $4 what it cost me to get the cleaners to come up here and mop out my whole condo and like sweep and mop it out and mop it. Wow. Did I get any of their numbers? No, they weren't that. They weren't my type, mate. But next time for you, I'll get you their numbers. No worries. You know, I think it might have cost a little bit more for the ones that wear the lingerie while they're mopping. Okay, maybe those ones are about 400 baht. I'll have to find out. I'll let you know on that one. Maybe I'll do a video on it. Why not? You know. So now I feel that for that price, once a month, hey, I'm not gonna. I bought my mop and bucket for nothing. You know. So what I'll do is you can do a full clean. They'll dust as well. They'll come through and dust everything and do a full clean. And I think that only costs about 300 baht for a full clean. So we're talking like $4, $8, $12 at the most to do a clean. They'll be up here for like an hour, hour and a half doing your whole condo. I know it's lazy, but you know, I'm keeping people employed. It's extra work for them. They're the cleaners for the building. So there you go. How did we start talking about that? We started talking about rubbish. That's right, the rubbish. So yeah, the bins are emptied every day. It's not an issue. I have seen a place where they do recycling here. It was over on the highway when on one of my walks. Stuck my head in there and waved, and all the girls in there waving back to me, and there's just a whole big pile of plastics that they're collecting and recycling, all the plastic bottles. A lot of the places, the streets are very clean around here. Like, the rubbish is collected quite often. Garbage trucks go through at least, I'm pretty sure, twice a week. They come here and I've seen them around. But not only that, there's a lot of just people themselves who go around and collect plastic bottles because they can get money for them at the recycling centres. So you'll see, you know, old men walking along with their bikes and giant mesh bags just full of plastic, or the Hilux utes are a big thing over here. They're just piled up with unbelievable amount of stuff, way overloaded. But yeah, the rubbish is cleaned up really well, and it's quite clean. Yeah. Any other questions? You know, we've got 11 people in now. That's great. Really good. Thanks. Give us a thumbs up if you can. Just hit that thumbs up, would be great. I can't see how many thumbs up. Can someone in their chat just let me know how many likes I've got? It's not showing me on the screen here. I'll just have a quick check of what else I have. Oh, I tell you what I can put on the screen. There we go, look at that. Silly me. So those who aren't watching on a mobile, you can always QR code that. I might leave that up there. There you go. That will take you to buy me a coffee, and that'd be great. That'd be fantastic. And the real reason for doing this, other than to let you people ask me any questions and so forth, is also watch hours. I'm only like just over 100 hours off getting monetized. And I think the last stream I did last week bumped it up by about 25-30 hours. So that was really good. So I'm hoping to do that at least on this live stream, and that'll bring me even closer to monetization. And then we can put all that good stuff up there, like, you know, channel memberships and super chats and things like that. I'm just getting a notification popped up from my IAS, is the internet provider I use for both my phone and my fibre internet to the condo here. They pop up with these advertising. A lot of it's in Thai and I don't understand, but every now and then one will pop up, and that one is about offering me a speed boost. They offer these speed boosts. You pay a little bit extra and you get so much extra speed for your money, but I don't need it. Hello, Tony Montana, Thailand. How are you, mate? Yes, I'm good. I'm good, thanks. But the speed of the internet here is just so damn good compared to Australia, which is pathetically bad to most places in the world, right? I was paying a medium range plan of 55 plus GST a month for internet in Australia from at home, and I was getting 20 megabytes per second download speed, 10 upload speed. All right. In comparison to that here, right, I'm getting, I think it was at 300 or 150. It's 150 megabytes per second download and upload speed. Amazing, just such a big improvement. And of course the cost, it's costing me 400 baht a month. All right, that's what's that? 400. That's 4.8. It's less than $20 Australian a month for that internet. And the phone's even less. It's 350 a month for the phone. So that's about $12 Australian or $10 US. You're going back to John Tien on Tuesday. Good one, mate. Excellent. Why? What do you want to go there for? Eh? Oh, it's just full of party goers and drunks and people having a good time and sunny weather and beaches and sand. Hey? Oh, that's all right. Yeah, I'll be going down there next year. Next year to renew my visa will be done in Pattaya. Yeah. What's happened? I've lost the screen view I had. I hope we can catch up in the near future. Yes, thanks for all your video. Doing a great job. Much appreciated. You're welcome, mate. You're welcome. I hope so too. For sure, we will. We'll have to catch up. It was really good catching up with my other YouTuber friend there, John from Chiang Mai. We did that interview a couple of weeks ago. That was really good. Enjoyed that. And he's still out there making his videos. We got Stephen Boston saying, I've got 4 weeks in Pattaya and 2 in Hua Hin starting in August. More expat practice. Yeah, the more practice the better. That's right. You've got to build up that experience. That's it. I came here last year for, was it last year? For a month? Yeah, I was over here for a month. Not in Chiang Mai, but in Thailand for a month. And the year before, I came over for nearly 2 months, but that included 2 weeks over in Cambodia. That was just after the COVID had finished. So things were sort of picking up pace again. You live on Don Tang Beach and I don't go out partying. Oh, good for you. That's good, mate. That's good. Nice. Sounds like a nice spot. Very good. Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm trying to get those watch hours, and once that happens, I'll be good. This device is too hot. Use the overheating protection setting to improve the live stream performance. Really? It's 27 degrees in here with the aircon, and I don't know why it's telling me it's too hot. I'll get rid of that because I think we're still good. Yeah, there we go. Cambodia, land of donuts. You know, I get people that rave on about Cambodia and say how fantastic the place is. You know, and it's changed since COVID. So much of it fell into disrepair. So many businesses shut down. Yeah, and other than the major tourist sites, which would be the killing fields in Phnom Penh, going to Angkor Wat, going south, the beaches aren't something you would swim at. Okay, when I was there in 2022, the beaches were nothing to swim at, you know, and that was down on the south. So I think, I don't know, it's changed. The food's completely different. So I didn't have a very good impression when I was there. But you know, hopefully it'll change. Vietnam is quite good if you ever want to go to Vietnam. I enjoyed Vietnam. Almost every independent donut shop in the US is owned by Cambodians. Wow, wonder why that is. And yeah, it's better just to watch the partying from your balcony. There's not many. Well, there's no pubs as far as I know. Walking to the right or walking to the left, there's not a single pub or karaoke bar along this street at all. It's just local shops and businesses. That's it. But if I cross over the bridge and turn right and walk up there, coming back past there that last Sunday night, I went past a place called Top Model, right? And Top Model had 6 very top looking models sitting on stools out the front of it. I don't know whether it was a bar or a massage place. It was just called Top Model. What do you think? Should I go up there and investigate? That was last Sunday night, so maybe I should go back there this Sunday night. Boy, that was like almost tapped the motorbike rider saying, "Let me off here." That would have been a big mistake. But so it's, you know, a bit of a walk to get anywhere in respect to bars. Mike O'Neill's off to Vietnam in 2 weeks. Yeah, very nice. Vietnam. Hanoi. I haven't been to Saigon. I've been to the airport there. That's it. I just landed there on the way to Phnom Penh in Cambodia. But Hanoi, beautiful place, really good. Crazy traffic. And Halong Bay up in the north is really nice, worth going up to. One of the things about Hanoi was a local there. I was trying to cross the road not long after I'd been there. There's this massive big roundabout in the center of the city there. It's like not even in lanes, but there's probably about 8 rows of traffic. Motorbikes, rickshaws, taxis, cars, everything going around this. There's just chaos, all right? And I'm trying to cross the road, any road, all right? They give you a good tip if you're in Vietnam. You know what you do? Don't wait until there's a gap in the traffic. It's just not going to happen, all right? And don't wait for someone to slow down, all right? And pedestrian crossings, don't step out on pedestrian crossings. Even in Thailand, they do not mean that vehicles are going to give way to you. That's ignored, all right? Even, I'm getting off subject a bit, but even with the traffic lights, when you press the button and the lights go red and the walk sign comes on, right? If you're the only one walking and you cross the road and those lights haven't changed green, the traffic will go because they've only waited for you to cross. So they won't wait for the light to go green. When you're out of the way, they'll go. But in Vietnam, it's a different world. In Vietnam, basically, you stand there at the curb, all right? You close your eyes and you walk out. And you just practice walking in a straight line with your eyes closed. Because you don't want to go at an angle, but yeah, just walk out with your eyes closed and walk straight across. Don't look left or right, just go. And trust me, you can trust me on this, the traffic will all go around you. They'll go around you. All right? I'm not joking. It was the most amazing experience. Just walked out, just kept walking. Yeah, it's a memorable moment in Vietnam. Really nice place. And halfway down you can go to the DMZ, demarcation zone between North and South Vietnam. Go to Da Nang, Hoi An on the coast. Don't know about the time of the year. I don't remember what time of the year it was when I was there, but every afternoon everybody closes up their shops and all the families and all the general Vietnamese people all go to the beach in Hoi An, and you'll leave at about, say, 5 p.m. to watch the sunset, and as you're walking down, there'll just be dozens and dozens of people on their motorcycles, their push bikes, and walking, and they're all going to the beach. Every access road to the beach is just people in their hundreds all going down there to watch the sunset. Yeah, beautiful place. Okay, 1 hour 30 minutes. Doing well, guys. Any other questions or anything? Yep, doing Da Nang, Hoi An and Saigon. Yep. Shopping's very good there too. A lot of people. It was cheap. I'm talking like how many? Gosh, I'm going back, 20 years, maybe longer. Yeah. I don't expect these places to have changed much since I've been there, but I think, I don't think Hanoi would look much different to what it did 30 years ago. All right, and it's probably about that long since I've been down there. So, but I'd definitely like to go back and check it out. I mean, from here it's no distance at all, quick flight. Hello, Trash Talkers. Hey, I heard in an interview you did your plan in relation to getting Aussie pension. Yes. Have you read you need to be in Oz for the 2 years before claiming the age pension? You probably have this covered. Yes, I'm aware of that. I don't know if that's going to be the case in 10 years from now, because that's how long it'll be before I'm entitled to the pension. I've got to wait till I'm 67. So that's 10 years off, all right? Not something I'm even really thinking about. Rules change, so maybe things will be different. But yeah, at this point right now, I've heard that if I was to turn retirement age for me, I need to move back to Australia for 2 years before I hit that retirement age. Then I claim my pension, then I can come back to Thailand. But that's too far ahead for me to think about, because things change. I've heard there are some ways around that without having to return to Australia. So I don't know if that's right or not, but I've heard there are some countries, Thailand is not one of them, that you can go to that are under an agreement with Australia that you can move to that country for 2 years, and it would be the equivalent of being back in Australia for 2 years. And one of those countries was in Europe for some reason. It was strange. It was strange. It was like Bulgaria or some place where you really wouldn't want to go, I guess. I don't know. It was strange. And I don't understand the point of going back for 2 years anyway. What's the point of it? I don't know. What, they want you spending your money in Australia before they give you your pension for 2 years? You've worked all your life to earn that pension. I've got to get rid of that warning coming up. So we'll see. There we go. I could do what's his name from the WikiLeaks. I'll just do a dash for the Australian consulate. Okay? Take asylum. You can hold up in the Australian consulate for 2 years instead. That's it. I'll put a tent in the front yard of the Australian consulate. Unfortunately, there's no Australian consulate here in Chiang Mai. They moved out a couple of years ago. So I'd have to do that in Bangkok. Tony's saying, mate, I'm trying to buy you a coffee and I put in my card details and I hit enter and it's not going through. Really? Oh. That's strange. Yeah. It should do. I'm not sure why that's not happening. Yeah. I'm trying to think how that works out to make that payment. Yeah, I don't know. Do you have PayPal? Is there a PayPal option? I have a PayPal link not in the description of this one, because I've just had to suddenly do this live unorganized. But my other video, any of my other videos have a PayPal link. You could try that, but I will have to look into why that's happening. All good. Just have heard a few get caught out, as I wouldn't want to come back. Yeah, see, I don't want to either. I don't want to come back for 2 years. What am I going to do for 2 years? I mean, how am I going to live for 2 years? What, I'll be 50, 65, show up back in Australia. Well, obviously not going to get a job very easily, am I? And I'll have to go on unemployment benefits because I can't get the pension for another 2 years. It'll be crap. Moving with my sister, I'm sure she'd like that. Or by that time, my son might take me in. Oh no, it would not be good. So fingers crossed they'll change that rule. Yeah. Yes, that is correct. There are about 40 countries that have an alliance with Australia. Yeah. So there is other options. But then again, you need to, I don't really want to go to Europe. I like hot weather. I don't want to go where it's snowing, where there's no beaches with sand. It's something I'll need to look into and find out about. And I'm still getting this phone too hot popping up. Yeah, I don't know. Do you think the link is bad? Is the link for the Buy Me Coffee taking you to the coffee site? And it's just your card, the payment, that's the problem? Yeah, but have a look at my PayPal links. That's the other option. Otherwise, yeah, thanks, mate. That's appreciated for your attempt as well. I'll need to look into that. Keeps asking to retry card details. Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, but PayPal's fine. You can go to Malta. Can I? Malta, that'd be interesting. Malta. Yeah, I've known quite a few Maltese people in Australia, and they have some beautiful beaches. What's the cost of your living going to be over there? See, that's the other thing too. One of the reasons I moved to Thailand was for the cost of living is so cheap, and my budget. Malta, wow! And then you got to look at what are the options for a foreigner, for an Australian going to Malta for 2 years. What's the visa situation? Here, okay, jumping over all the hurdles to get a retirement visa here. Only to have to give up, leave all that and reapply. See, that's another thing too. If I leave and go back to Australia or to one of their affiliated alliance countries, you would have to come back here and go through the retirement visa application again. But anyway, at least it would work out cheaper anyway, because then I wouldn't be going through an agent, And by the way, just off subject again, right? I had this rash. It's not what you think, all right? I know what you're thinking. It's not that, right? So I had this rash on my arm, right? It got itchy. I had it for about 2 weeks, and it was quite itchy, and I couldn't get rid of it. And I thought, oh well, I might go and ask the chemist downstairs about that. So I went down there, and he's given me antihistamine tablets, take 2 a day, and then some cream. So I put some cream on, put it on 3 times a day for the next 3 days, and no problem. Well, today's the 3rd day, and I can tell you the rash is almost completely gone. All the little spots I had on my arm, they're almost completely gone. Certainly not itchy anymore. So after I put this cream on today and I've taken the antihistamine, that'll be completely cleared up. I went to the same chemist last week for for another rash. No, it's not that either. No, I'm pointing at my feet. So on the top of my foot, it was a fungal thing. Okay, sorry if you're eating. But there was on top of my foot, and again, it wasn't clearing up. And so I went to that same chemist. He said Lemsil was the name of this little tube. So I went and bought Lemsil. He said, put it on 3 times a day. 3 days it'll be gone. He was right. 3 days it's gone. It's not even there. In fact, even my tans covered it up again. Covered it up now. There's nothing there. And the cost, we'll go into the cost. Cost me 140 baht for the antihistamine tablets and the cream for here. So we're talking $6. That's all. And the cream I got a couple of weeks earlier for the other one, that was about 120 baht. It was a bigger tube of cream, so I'll hang on to that. Same price. So how about that? All good. I'm all healthy now. All good. You can go to Malta. Yes, it's a beautiful, but I don't know the cost of living there. Yeah. There are a few places like that you can go to. So there we go. Just going to get that. My overheating keep popping up. When it's not overheating, the back of the phone is being bathed in air conditioning goodness of 27 degrees. So I don't know how my phone is complaining. I'm also connected to this, so it's staying fully charged. That's not even hot at all. Just going to make sure it is. Yeah, it's plugged in. It's working. So, yeah, all good. We got 14 in. We've got some new people have come in. That's great. Let us know where you come from in chat. Say hello in chat. That's $4. Yeah, it is $4. My coffee's getting cold. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I've been trying a couple of different flavors of the iced coffee in 7-Eleven. There's 4 flavors there. One's a bit of a strange one. It's an orangey color. No, not too keen on that. Some sort of South American beans. Couldn't really read it. The other 2, one's chocolate. One's like an iced chocolate. And the other 2 coffees are nice, really nice. They're 20 baht for a good medium-sized cup, which is more than a large cup in our country of coffee. It's like a cup this size. Definitely worth it. Yeah, 20 baht, less than $1. Yeah. And I like the smoothies as well. There's John Phillip. Hey, g'day there. You're in Sydney. Good on you, mate. Welcome. Oh, look at that. PayPal just told me I received $10. Thank you very much for that, sir. It did work. It went through. Mr. Tony Montana. Very much appreciated. Really, really. I can't express how much I appreciate that. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. That's another $10 towards my DJI microphone set. And that's great. That's great. Thank you. So very much appreciated that. I will look into the coffee thing. I don't know why that didn't work for you. I'll work that out. But yeah, I'll figure that out. How are you in Sydney? Good old Sydney. That's where I left Sydney. I was there for about 3 years, all the way through COVID. I didn't even mean to be there. I was there by accident. I came down from Queensland to visit my son in Sydney for a week. And right then, it was at the time when they decided to close all the state borders. So I couldn't get back. So at the time, my father had an apartment in North Sydney, in Artarmon. So I moved into the room there. And then we ended up kicking out the tenants and leaving that place because of COVID. And then my father owns an apartment over in south of Sydney, about 20 minutes by train out of Sydney. And I moved into there because the tenants moved out of that. and I was there for the next 2 years. I ended up getting unemployment benefits when the government was generous and doubled the unemployment benefits for all the people who were out of a job. It was funny because all the homeless people were suddenly wearing Nike shoes, Adidas brand name clothes, smoking cigarettes instead of rollies. Everyone had money. All the poor people had money for a change. It was amazing. They doubled the fortnightly unemployment benefits. And yeah, I got straight in onto that. But of course, that all changed eventually, and I ended up having to get a job. And yeah, I was born in Sydney, so I know Sydney very, very well. From St George area in Southside. Hey Tony, I use PayPal from old clip. Don't trust anything else. Yeah. Well, PayPal's great because it goes straight through. The good thing about with the coffee one too is that they don't take a very big percentage. Like somebody bought me 5 cups of coffee last week, and the percentage out of that was only like $1 or less, so that was quite good. Whereas if you use super chats and even memberships in YouTube, they take 35% at least. It's quite a number. So yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Thank you. So after the live stream, I will go in and edit the description and properly put in the links in the description. It's just that this thing messed up on me and I had to reschedule the live stream. But that's great. And I'll be able to do that and make sure everything's working properly. All right. What else was I going to do? Did you just want to have another look outside? It's still sunny. I still can't see the blue sky. It's still smoke above, but there's no smell of smoke out there, which is good. So we've got quite a nice clear day, and I don't think it's as hot today. So yeah, I use PayPal. It's great. I'll tell you another good one too. Well, for transferring money around wherever you are in the world is Wise. Okay, so again, I'll put the link in the description after the stream. But for any of my videos, you'll see that the description has a link to Wise, and it's a special link to my name. So you will get your first transfer will be free. There'll be no charges on that. So if you don't already have a Wise account, it's definitely worth setting up one. A lot of people in Thailand here anyway use it for transferring money. I transferred, I think it was about 500 Australian dollars last week. And to give you an idea of the process, from my Suncorp, Queensland Australian Suncorp account, you go into Wise, you make the amount you want to transfer, and then it tells you to go to your bank account and transfer the money to the account number and whatever for Wise, that amount. So you go into your app for your bank account, in my case it was Suncorp, fill out the transfer of money like you were paying somebody, no problem. And usually it's remembered because I use it anyway often. And then you do the transfer to Wise. Now that took about a day. It was the next day that the money showed up in Wise, which was fine. So there it is. You're 500, in my case, 500 Aussie dollars sitting in Wise. Then what you do is, in my case, to transfer to Thailand, you do a transfer to Thai baht into your Thai bank account. All right, so it worked out at about 12,000 Thai baht, something like that. But the exchange rate was 24.5. It was actually, the exchange rate was actually higher than I could have walked in here and changed cash for on the streets in the exchange, foreign exchange places. it was a little bit higher. So you're getting the market rate at least. So really good. And the fee for doing that cash transfer was just $3.50. Okay, that's cheap. And not only that, but as soon as I hit transfer into my Bangkok bank account, I would say it was about 5 minutes later, I got the notification saying that 12,000 whatever baht just got transferred into your account. So that's it. That's simple. There it was. And the limits are quite good. People who are on pensions in Australia, once a month will transfer using Wise, because you can set it up to do automatic transfers at a certain date each month. So once your pension goes in or whatever, you can transfer it the next day. Or you can set it to transfer when the exchange rate gets to a certain amount. So say you want to transfer at 24.5 to the Australian dollar, it will transfer across. And I got to say thank you to someone else who just donated to my PayPal. Very much appreciated. I get another notification pop up there. Thank you very, very much. Very much. Yeah, so it transfers straight across immediately, and it's really worth doing. So check out that if you haven't got a Wise account. Also with Wise, you get a card. Okay, I haven't actually used it at an ATM, but it has the international symbol on there for Visa, so you can use it. So you can withdraw directly from your Wise account, I guess. It would take from your Australian dollars. You can actually choose the currency that it's sitting in your Wise account as well. Okay, so it could be sitting in your Wise account as Thai baht. Okay, so you can do the conversion when it hits a certain rate automatically, say at 24.5, and as soon as it gets to that, it'll do that. All right. Also, while you're waiting for the money to transfer, you begin the transaction from your bank account to Wise to your Thai bank account. It locks in that rate so that if it happens overnight or there's a delay, you'll still get the rate that you've originally gone into. And that was from Tony again. Thank you. Thank you very much, mate. Thank you. Much, much appreciated. Really, really, very much. Anyone else want to test their PayPal, see if it works? No, good on yous. Yeah, that's it. Wise. Really good. The card, I haven't tried that yet. We'll see. I might give that a shot. But it's good there for backup. One thing else I have is one of these, in Australia you'd know it as Latitude Finance. So there's these companies in Australia, Harvey Norman furniture places, they give you 24 months interest free and all these things. But you've got to sign up for this Latitude or GE credit card. Now they're a rip-off. I can tell you right now they're a rip-off. If you pay off what you buy before the interest kicks in, no problem. That's great. All right. But they don't want you to do that. They want you to still owe money once the interest-free period's over, because their interest rate is up at 24%, some ridiculous amount like that. Okay. I've had this car for a little while, this card, and from a purchase I did many years ago. But what they also do is they up your credit limit. All right, they up your credit limit each year. So even though I've not spent any money on it, I've just renewed it and keep it valid. It's up to about $8,500 now credit limit, and I keep that here as a backup, because you always need backup cash wherever you are that you can access. So as a last resort for an emergency situation, I can access that money. So that's good. You've got to have a backup plan for everything. All right. My idea behind that is that I can't, part of my retirement visa application is you can't drop below the 800,000 Thai baht in a bank account. All right, you've got to stay above that for 3 months after your stamp goes in your visa, which will happen for me in 2 days. Okay, now what would happen if I had suddenly, God forbid, some medical expense come up and I've got no choice and I have to access my money? Well, because that will have dropped below the 8,000, even if I replaced it, the 800,000, even if I replaced it and put it back up, when I go to renew my retirement visa in 12 months' time, part of that renewal process is they want to see your bank statement for the year. And if anywhere in that year, in that 3 months after you first went for your visa, they see that you dropped, you're disqualified. They won't renew your visa. All right. So, yeah, you've got to be careful. Now, I have heard that after the 3 months, it can drop to 400,000 minimum. But again, 2 months before you apply for your renewal, it has to be back up to that 800,000 mark. So it's best just to leave the 800,000 there and don't use it at all. But you need to have backup. Always have a backup plan. Okay. What we got? Thank you. Yes, thank you. For those who don't know, Trip on Two Wheels has his own YouTube channel. 50,000+ subscribers, all about motorcycles. So I'll give him a shout out. He will also be my moderator once I assign him the role, which I can't figure out how to do on this Prism app running the live stream at the moment. But he's my moderator on the channel and my advisor, and I highly recommend whipping over to Trip on Two Wheels. Check out his channel, subscribe. All right. Now Peter can afford to buy a few bar fines. Yeah, I could do that. I could, not would, but could. All right. That money going towards the channel and producing quality material for the channel, not bar fines. Okay. Although it probably would put me in a better mood the next day to produce better content. What do you guys think? No, it's not gonna be like that. Are you gonna buy a DJI drone, mate? I just sold one before I moved over here. In fact, I won't name names, but the person who bought it off me still owes me quite a bit of money for that, which he is paying off in dribs and drabs. But yeah, I had the Mavic Pro drone with all the extras on it, and it was great. But I didn't bring it over here. I didn't think I'd need it. So yeah, I guess I could have used it. I don't know if customs have an issue with drones coming into the country. Certainly there may have been some issues trying to fly it around the place. But yeah, they're great. I've had the Mavic earlier version of it. It was good. Mate, use the agent and you don't need any money. Yeah, well, in Chiang Mai, as far as I've been able to find out, there are no agents up here that will help you with that money side of your application. Okay, so yeah, which is why I mentioned earlier that I'll be doing my renewal down in Pattaya. In Pattaya, there's plenty of places where you can go that way if you don't have the money. All right, I should have the money. I'm hoping to have the money. Once my subscriber count gets up to the 500,000, 500,000 subscribers, then I will surely have the money to renew my visa without any issues. Wishful thinking. What else we got? That's the July 4th celebration, like over there. There was none. All right, so July 4 was yesterday. I did see a couple of YouTube videos doing the 4th be with you type of stuff, because that's a big thing. May the 4th be with you. But now we're the 5th. Well, now it's July the 5th. There was no 4th of July celebration. At least I didn't hear any fireworks or anything going on. So, yeah. Look at that. Just clicked over 2 hours, guys. 2 hours. We've got 15 watching now. Fantastic, guys. Please say hello in chat if you haven't already. Again, more people watching this live stream, and the longer the better. I'm boosting. It's a great way for me to boost my watch hours. I'm only just over 100 watch hours short of monetization for the channel. So this will be a great boost, today's live stream. You have to apply for a permit to fly it. Is that right? Oh, of course we do. Don't you need permits for everything, eh? And it probably you have to renew it every month like everything else too. Here I am complaining, but you know, I just don't get the residency certificate needing to be renewed every month. That just sounds a bit ridiculous, you know. Over in Australia with the drone, there's a lot of restrictions on. There's no fly zones everywhere. Very limited where you can fly. There are hacks you can do on the software and get around that. But really, even here, if we permit to fly, who's going to stop you? I mean, all right, in the city area, a bit risky. But once in the next couple of months, I'm out on the motorbike, and I'm out there, and I want to get some beautiful scenery up of the temples on the mountains or the views. Yeah, I'm starting to regret selling that drone. There is actually a DJI store here in Chiang Mai. It's at the airport central shopping centre. It's all the DJI store. It's got all the drones, everything. So fantastic. Yes, May the 4th was yesterday. That's right, it was. Today's May the 5th. Let's go 4 hours. You kidding? Oh, I'm getting a sore back. I'm going to put a couple of cushions behind my back. Look. Hobby Time's still there. He's been with us the whole time. I know what you're just listening in. You got me playing in the background while you're building a model, I'm sure. There's Thailand Heron sticking his peepers in the chat. Hello. Welcome, mate. And Jim's there. Hello, Jim. Just signed off from Jason's live chat. Oh, I was just mentioning somebody who is, that's who actually I sold my drone to. And next week he'll be on at 5 p.m. Sunday time. Oh, that's good. That's good. Jim, good on you, mate. Jim, I know, is from a little bit less than 30 miles out of Chicago. And it's a decent day over there now. I know that because I was talking to him earlier on a live stream. But thank you, Jim. Next week, 5 p.m. Sunday Aussie time. That's good. That's good. That's good. We've got 16 watching now. 2 hours in, and I've got more than I've been had watching all the time. It's 5:50 a.m. in the UK now. Is it? Wow. Maybe we might try a later live stream next week. So if 3:50, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 4 hours from now would be, in my time, 4 hours, 10, about 2 p.m. So if I did a 2 p.m. live stream, what time would it be in most of the US in 4 hours from now? Is that? Oh no, that's no good. That's that's like midnight, 2 a.m. Yeah, that's not good for the Americans. But I can't keep everybody happy. We'll do a live stream focusing on the Sunday in the UK time, because there's a lot of UK people over here. I can tell the UK people, they're the ones who are white. I got a lot of Englishmen at the condo here down by the pool. There's one particular chap there, he's as white as a ghost. But he's laying out there in that sun, soaking up those rays, but he's not getting any browner. Yeah, it'd be 2 a.m, that's no good. There's Ashley, hello. Hi Pete, just on lunch at work and thought I'd pop in and say good day. I have to rewatch later on. Thanks mate, thank you. Thank you for popping in. Enjoy your lunch. Yeah, the white Englishman. They're tan. My tan's coming on real good. I don't know why I look so light on here. I'm actually quite brown. You know you got a good tan when you're having a shower and you see all that dirt on your feet and you're trying to clean it all off and you realise you're just brown. You know, I remember many years ago, I was travelling through India. I spent 5 months travelling through India, and my God, I was as brown as an Indian. I got so brown, it was incredible. I'm getting that way now. I reckon in a few more months, I want to get that Thai tan, you know. Same here, Pete. I don't tan, I just burn. You know what I did? I actually, being Australian, at the beginning of summer, I get sunburned, right? So the first time out in the sun, you get red, you get sunburned, then I peel, right? So you get to peel your skin off and then you go brown. And then I find that every time after that out in the sun, I don't no longer go peel or go red, I just get browner and browner. So there we go. But yeah, I just like the tan, you know, I just like tan. So yeah, you'll notice I'm wearing a shirt today. I thought I'd dress up for the occasion. Normally I wear my Thailand t-shirts or my Thailand other tops, which I need to buy a few more of. I saw a store somewhere down around here, I don't remember where they had all those shirts hanging out for 100 baht each. I thought, oh yes, I can't remember where that shop is. When I was up in the markets last Sunday, I saw the shirts. They were double the price, more than double the price. And I didn't, but I thought, wow, okay, I need to go and find out, try and remember where I saw them for 100 baht, and I'll buy another 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, I thought I'd throw on my shirt. This is one of my shirts I wear when I have to go to immigration or catch a flight. You know, where you need to look a little bit more respectable. Yes, you're the same with your tan, yes. So, you know, mind you, I'm just wearing my board shorts, which in Australia, that's, for Americans out there, these are called swimmers. My swimmers, I'm wearing my swimmers. How do you say that with an American accent? Swimmers. Now you can only say that one way. It's like water. Water? Water. I got my water, yeah? And then Canadians say it different again. Water. It's water in Canada. Or is that Minnesota? I love accents. So I am caught. That was the hotel I moved into when I first got to Chiang Mai. All right? And I keep the bottles and top them up. I boil water every night and I let it cool, and I fill these bottles up and put them in the fridge so I don't have to buy bottled water. I don't think boiling the water takes out all the heavy metals that might be in it, but it certainly kills any bacteria. So, and I've been fine drinking water like that. You know, I'll tell you another little trick. 16 people. Thanks guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're not already. It's worth it. Trust me. You get to put up with this once a week and my videos. Water. Yeah. In India, when I was there for 5 months, you got to buy bottled water. You wouldn't dare drink the tap water anywhere, even in a 5-star hotel. No chance. You know, one time I got sick probably from drinking the water. But what I did was I would buy bottled water, okay, and then I would fill, after I take a few sips, I'd put about that much tap water in, all right? And then after the first couple of weeks, I put that much tap water in. And then I put it 50-50 after a month or two. This is long term, of course. All right. Until eventually, after about 4 months, I was practically drinking tap water in India and not getting sick. All right. It's all a matter of working up that whatever they call it, in your gut, and adapting to the new environment and you building your immune system, and it works. It really does. Who we got? We got someone else saying hello. Scott Green. Hi. Are you enjoying living in Chiang Mai? From Scott, New Zealand. Go the mighty Bulldogs. Bulldogs. Talking about the first ambulance going by for the day. That's good. I've only heard one so far. Being close to the hospital, constantly hear them throughout the day. Yeah, Bulldogs, Canterbury. Is that who we're talking about? The football? Canterbury, that's where I was living, in the Canterbury area of Sydney. I was never a Bulldogs supporter, although back in the day, way back in the day, one of my teachers at school was Steve Mortimer and his brother Peter Mortimer. There were 2 or 3 of them, I can't remember, the Mortimers for Canterbury. Anyway, you know, back in the day when Super League came in and they started, you used to watch football. I'll have a bit of a rant here. You used to watch football and follow your team because it was the same players year after year, and you supported those players and they played well for the team. Then Super League came in and now teams started buying other players. And Canterbury was no longer Canterbury like the Bulldogs. It was a mixture of Manly and other teams now, and St George team. You know, it just wasn't the same. So I gave up and I stopped watching football anymore. Yeah. I mean, you follow the name, but the players are just different year to year now. It's just not the same. But anyway, that's just me. Swim trunks, he says. Oh, wait a minute. Can I scroll down for the chat a little bit? Let me just... Oh, is it going to let me scroll down the chat? No. It's going to make me move it around. Okay. I swear my skin must be missing a basic pigment to my skin. I've never got a tan until September. Okay. Swim trunks or swimsuit is what we call it in the US. Never heard of them called swimmers. Okay. Well, swimmers, it's like thongs, isn't it? You know, we wear thongs on our feet. You know, or flip-flops, depending where you're from. Sometimes I'm a bit embarrassed to say either one because I don't know which word they use. You know, it's like, yeah, anyway, it's all good. Am I enjoying living in Chiang Mai? Yes, I am, mate. Scott, I am. I really enjoy it here. I'm enjoying it even though I've come at the hardest time of the year to live here due to the temperature and the burning season. But I know that it's only going to get better from here, and it will. And I'm sure in a couple of months' time I'll be looking back and saying, you know, God, that smoke was bad, or the heat was terrible. And I'll be looking out at beautiful blue skies and scenery where you can see for miles. As far as I'm aware, looking out off my balcony in the distance, there's mountains out there. I've only one day, about a month ago, I could just make the outline out of mountains over the back there. Every other day it's just been smoke and I haven't been able to see the mountains at all. So, yeah. What else we got? On Taipei Road near Starbucks, there are a lot of t-shirts for 100 baht. Are there? Okay, cool. I will go and check that out. I know Starbucks well. In fact, I went to McDonald's opposite Starbucks there, just up a little bit. Oh my God, the most enjoyable experience I've ever had in McDonald's since I was a kid, you know? Like, I went in there for a breakfast. It was Songkran. during the Songkran festival. I got up there early before everything started. And I went in there and I had a hash brown and a muffin, bacon egg muffin, and a coffee, right? And they had the picture up with the usual pictures of the breakfast menu. Now, in Australia, right, the food looks nothing like in the photographs, okay? Nothing like it. You go into McDonald's, you buy a Big Mac, you know, the beautiful picture of it, you know, 10-story high Big Mac sitting there on the photograph. Here, I don't know if it's just that one store, I just got lucky. When I opened up that McMuffin, it was just freshly made and it stood there. The bun didn't slide off with the cheese and it just go all over the place and make a mess. The hash brown was crispy, not soggy and soft, right? The coffee cappuccino, perfect in the cup with the lid, and inside the bag was, you're not going to believe this, there was 2 sugar things, there was a plastic stirrer for the coffee, there was a little salt packet to put on salt if I want on my hash brown, there was a serviette, a napkin in there. You didn't have to go get your own, it was in there. Perfect. And the bag, I went, sat at the table, opened it up, ate that. I thought, wow, you know, and it tasted great. It tasted really, really good. I'm going to go back to another McDonald's and do another test and see if I can order a Big Mac and open it up and see if it sits there and looks and tastes just like in the picture. Because, yeah, Australia, and I don't know what it's, can't speak for other countries, but they've got a lot to learn from the quality of the products here and the service. The place is spotless, there's plenty of staff, and they're smiling. And the girl, without even being asked, when there were no customers, would walk out from behind the register, grab a mop and start mopping the floor, wiping tables, and then she'll go back. Like, you know, just quality everywhere. Anyway, what else we got? I don't want to miss people. Scott Green, hello. What's this? Yes, rugby league rules. Yes. Okay. Trip, hope you're well. Yes. You've been to Bang Sarai. I know the name. Bang Sarai. I heard that mentioned. Yes, I have. I'm sure I have. Just not clicking where that is. I remember watching, Jim saying, I remember watching a game called Australian Rules Football back when the cable TV was introduced in my area in 1985. Yeah, that's a silly sport too. Sorry for anyone from Melbourne. Melbourne is where that's big. That's where you don't even kick the ball really. You punch the ball from one end of the field to the other. And you got to kick it between the posts. You don't have to put the ball on the ground and you get points. Yeah, it's different. Yeah, it is a 5-star McDonald's. Yeah, and the prices are reasonable too. Cheaper than Sydney. I don't eat takeout food in Sydney, but I do remember paying about $12 for what I paid about $6, half the price here for. Yeah. Oh, Harry's saying, hi Pete. No bin chicken sitting waiting to pinch it. You're right. Oh gosh, you remember that, don't you? Yeah. G'day, Harry. Oh, that was funny. Yeah. So for those who don't know, the ibis is a big tall bird in Australia. They're about, I don't know, 3 times the size of a seagull, but they got the manners of a seagull. Yeah, so we call them bin chickens because they go around all the garbage bins taking food out of the bins. So we call them bin chickens. Yeah, I was sitting in McDonald's in Circular Quay, which is right there in the harbour of Sydney. Opera House to the right, Harbour Bridge to the left, McDonald's. Sitting there, about to put this nice, well, not nice now compared to hash browns here, eat my hash brown, and this bin chicken, ibis, has flown onto the back of my seat, put its head over my shoulder and snatched it straight out of my hand. They've got a beak that long, right? He's just snatched it straight out of my hand and took off. Bastard. Yeah, no, there are no bin chickens here. No, all I see are pigeons, and there's some weird bird. I hear a weird bird early in the mornings. I've never seen one. It's like what's that bird from that comedy movie with the guy with his balloons on his house and up, right? So there's a movie called Up, and it's got that weird bird. It's called a snitch or something, or a stitch, or a, I don't know. Someone might know in the comment. Yeah, there's this bird that makes a really weird sound, and one day I'll find out what it looks like. I'll look for it and I'll find out. Scott Green asking, are you planning to move around? I don't know, mate. I don't know. Like, I got 12-month contract here, so I'm not going anywhere for 12 months. My landlady here owns other properties around too, and as far as I'm pretty sure, down on the island of Koh Chang, which I visited last year, she owns an apartment down there, and she did mention if I ever wanted to spend a few months or some time away from here, I could go down there. So that would be nice. So yeah, we'll see. But most contracts, when you sign up for leases here, are 12 months. There are some that you can sign up for 6 months. It will cost you a little bit more to lease a place for 6 months, but you've got to lock in for 12 months. But that's fine. I would probably still stay in Chiang Mai, but I'm hearing from a lot of other expats here that there's some nice areas on the outskirts and around Chiang Mai that are nice and good value as well. But once I've got a motorbike too, that will open up things as well. I'll be able to go anywhere, and that'll let me go a wider area and see more. So I don't think I'll be moving around at this point. I'm definitely going to be here for a year and probably next year. But that doesn't mean I won't, fly down south to Hua Hin or somewhere down south for a few weeks break, holiday, maybe next smoky season, definitely, probably. Go somewhere south, go somewhere. I'm still interested in going into Burma, into Myanmar. It's only not far to the border north of here. But I've heard now that the border is closed to foreigners at this stage. But who knows? I'm sure that'll open up and there'll be an opportunity to go in there for a couple of weeks. I'd like to do that. AFL, go the Tigers. Do you plan to make regular trips back home? No, I won't be going back home. John Phillip, no. Because it's too expensive. And if I did, I've got nowhere to stay. I could go back and live with family up in Queensland to visit. I might do that. I don't know. It's just not worth the airfare there and back. I mean, just the airfare alone, return, is like the equivalent of 6 months rent here. So, and then the cost of everything back there, yeah, I could spend what it cost me to be here a year if I went back there just for a few weeks. So, yeah, no intention. But anyone in Australia that wants to come here and visit, you're welcome. Family included. Yes, Bang Saray is near Jomtien Pattaya. Okay, that's where I know the name. Yeah, I have been there. Yeah, I've also been up in the north of Pattaya as well. Rayong's down further around the coast. Didn't think much of that. I've been to Pattaya, I've been to Jomtien over the years. Been there, done that. Been over to the Koh Lao on the ferry, which has gone really touristy now. So it really wouldn't interest me going over there now. Been to the zoo in Pattaya. There's a nice zoo in Pattaya. Really good. You can walk through. You can ride your motorbike around in the zoo. Rent a bike and go out to the zoo one day. Check it out. It's really good. They're from New Zealand, that bird. You think so? Yeah. And if and when you can do Dong Tran, okay. Jomtien will love it. Will love it here. Yep. You'll love it here. Yep. Why don't you go to Laos for a look? To Laos, yeah. I've been to Laos. Go up from here, I think it's a couple of hours to Chiang Rai. And then from Chiang Rai you can go over to, there's a little town where they have the Friendship Bridge, I think it is. But there's another place further up where I was there many backpacking days years ago, where I just went over to a little hotel on the Mekong River on the Thai side, and all you had to do was cross the border, hop on a boat, go over, and they would stamp you in, and then you hop on those long boats and go down, work your way down. There was a place, Vientiane, sounds familiar, where you stop overnight, and then further on to Vientiane's the capital, sorry. There was somewhere between there and the capital you stop overnight going down the Mekong in Laos. Plain of Jars is also a nice spot. I never got to see that in Laos. I think you had to fly down there, or the weather wasn't right, wasn't too good. But yeah, Laos, that's an option as well. But I'm telling you, man, if you haven't been to Burma, Myanmar, you've got to. Mandalay, the city, is fantastic. Go up to Bagan. You can catch a bus and go up to Bagan, and there's like 1,000 temples. No other site like it in the world. You can go up, climb the temple for sunset, and the colour and the images and the view is amazing. You can look out across, and there's like hundreds and hundreds of these stupa temples as far as you can see. It's just a stunning sight. Really, really nice. So I would love to go back there. I went back there when the woman president won the election, Su Sun Chi, took over from the military government for that short period and opened the borders, and I got in, and it was great. Caught a train over the Gwai Tek viaduct up in the north of Burma, and that train trip is amazing, spectacular. Over that bridge, that steel girder bridge, is terrifying. The bridge slows down as you cross it. It's amazing. And up into another way up north there. That was good. I'm going to do all that again. It was incredible. What else we got? Go to Laos, Thailand. Who wants to go back to Australia? Not me. Yeah, I don't. I'm not interested. There's no reason. Don't want to unless I have to. Yeah. A lot of people feel the same way. Thailand heron, yes. The Myanmar border at my Mae Sai is closed to us at the moment. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's a shame. It is, but I'm sure things will improve. Like I say, I don't watch much news, but I'm sure things will open up. And once I've got this retirement visa next week for the year, I don't have a multiple entry visa, so I have to make sure I get a re-entry permit if I ever leave the country. That's not a problem if you're flying anywhere. I'm not sure how that re-entry permit works on land border crossings. But that's a good point I just thought of, and you just reminded me of. I mean, you could fly there for $100 from Bangkok, or even Chiang Mai might do a flight. I'm not sure, probably not. I think you can fly from Chiang Mai to Vietnam and to Laos and Cambodia, Phnom Penh. But you don't think you can, I'm not sure. But if you could, so I'm just trying to remember, when I went to Burma, I flew in there, okay? I flew in there from Bangkok into Mandalay, all right? Rangoon, actually, the capital's Rangoon, I think that's correct. I flew into there, all right? And the flight was only like $100 or something. It was very cheap. So, yeah, I'd have to check. Maybe later in the year, you know, maybe next year, we'll see. I've traveled a lot in Asia. I've been everywhere throughout Southeast Asia except the Philippines. I've not traveled in the Philippines. Been right through Indonesia as far as Flores, almost to Timor. Are there a lot of Russians there, says John? No, not that I've noticed. Haven't heard many Russian accents. The other night at the bar, on the way back from the Sunday market, night market, I thought I'd heard there was a couple sitting there at the bar, but they were from Romania. So there were a couple from Romania. No, I haven't. Russians mostly going down to the island, aren't they? Down to Phuket is a famous spot, and the beaches. I don't think here is Chiang Mai is like up there high on their destinations. I haven't seen a lot of Russians at all. A lot of Chinese here, a lot of Chinese tourists here. That's for sure. Steve Boston saying, Aussies don't realise how bad Oz is getting. Still love Oz, but politically it's ruined. Takes a Thai trip to realise. Yeah. Or any trip out of the country to realise. You know, I realised living there, but yeah, it's just the expensiveness. It's just cost a fortune. It really does, you know. And really, like it or not, money's everything. I don't care what people say. When you come down to it, in the end, money is everything, and there's a lot of greedy people. Yeah, so, but still, you know, over here's, you know, things are more expensive here, I've heard, and, you know, I've only been here as a tourist in the past, staying for, you know, 4, 5, maybe 6 weeks. I have noticed that prices are a little bit more expensive. Probably much more noticeable if you're a Thai and if you're an expat living here. But now that I've moved in at this price level of things here, it's still cheap to me, you know. I buy a loaf of bread in Sydney will cost me at least $3, at least, okay. A loaf of bread down here in a 7-Eleven is $1.50, okay. So, yeah. Well, we got, I'm not even going back for a funeral. Well, unfortunately, I almost did. So, for anyone who wasn't on my live stream, and I don't know if I mentioned it last weekend, let me see. Yeah, you've been here for 3 years? Yeah. I almost had to go back for a funeral, so my father is not doing too well. He had a bad turn last week, and I found out that was contacted by my sister with she got a phone call from the hospital doctor, and the question to her from the doctor that she was asked to pass on to me was, would my father choose to be on life support if it came to that? So my father had a fall at home and was on the floor for about 6 hours or so, not well. He had a flu, and the medics treated him and brought him back, and he was suffering from influenza A, is it? Yeah, or not? I keep forgetting the names of these medical terms, but he wasn't well, all right? Ended up getting sepsis, which is the blood causing you problems. So yeah, that's where it was at. It was at that, for one night there, we didn't know, and it was quite a shock to us. 21 people. Good on yous. Hey everybody, say hello in chat. So yeah, I was on my phone to my sister, and we didn't know if he would get through the night. That's where it was at, and I'm going through my head thinking, oh Jesus, what am I going to do? Here I am in Chiang Mai, and I've got to go back to Australia, and how am I going to get a flight? How quick? And we'd never dealt with this before. How quick is a funeral after someone passes? We didn't know any of this. You know, we're thinking all this stuff. Fortunately, he's still not well. They're still, as far as I know, still trying to get his oxygen levels up properly, and recover from pneumonia at the moment. They're treating him for pneumonia and his oxygen. So we'll see. He's better than he was. He's still in hospital. All right. So I guess he's coming up to almost a week in hospital now. This happened. I think this happened last Sunday. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully I won't have to, but we'll see. Again, I mentioned this to my visa agent, and they said it's not a problem. Once you've got that visa stamp on your passport, you just got to remember to get your re-entry permit at the airport before you leave. And then I can go, do what I got to do, come back, and everything continues. So fingers crossed everything will be good there. What else we got? 21 people in chat, 22 people in chat. Thanks, guys. If you're new, if you've just come in, say hello. Let me know where you're from. If you've got any questions, let me know. Tony's saying my mum and dad have long gone, so I only have brothers and sisters, but I'm not going back. Fair enough. Yeah. So I think he'll be fine. Well, I think he'll recover from this. It looks like he will, but he's not going to be the same, though. I think I don't think he's going to recover fully. So we'll see where that goes in the way of care. At the moment, he lives in his own place, self-contained. That's an issue. If he can't look after himself, he'll need help, and there'll be all that. But it's just that it's all happened so quick. You know, I mean, he drove from Brisbane to Sydney, right? That's a 11-hour drive to where I'm staying in the apartment. The week before I flew and left Australia, and drove me to the airport when I left, and he was fine. And now suddenly, it's gone backwards. So there you go. So Jim's going. Thank you, mate. Have a good night. Thank you for joining in and coming in. I'll talk to you later, Jim. I'll send you an email about next week. We're going to talk about a few things. All good. Where in the UK are you from, Heron? Yeah, good question. Thank you. So yeah, great. Have any questions? You know, anybody moving over here, thinking of moving over here in the future? I know our friend there, Trip on Two Wheels, is coming over here in about 2 years' time. He's making his plans already. For those interested, I've been planning this trip, moving here, for the last, I would say, 5 years, and more seriously since COVID 3 years ago. All right. I've always, for many years, wanted to live in Thailand, but for the last 5 years, when I made the decision that this is where I'm going to be, and I set a goal. I set a goal to have the money I needed to do it, and to find out everything from everybody on YouTube and all these people that can help and offer help and advice from their experience doing it. But COVID sort of fast-tracked things for me a bit. So COVID was a good thing for me. I was unemployed for a while, but I was getting good money from the government. I was living in an apartment that was owned by my family, so my rent was low, so I was saving, and it was good. And then when I got a job, that was good, earning more money, saving more money. Great. Then COVID finished, and then prices increased. Okay, everything. Petrol, shopping, groceries, bills, electricity, water, everything went up, and the money I was saving, I was no longer saving. It was just becoming a part of my cost of living. So whereas I planned to move out here in about the end of this year, in about September, October this year, I brought all that forward. Work wasn't going so well either, so I ended up quitting work earlier than I expected to. And then, of course, once I'd done that, I started booking flights and stuff to get out and come over here, because even if I'd stayed longer in Australia, I wouldn't have saved any more money. I probably would have gone backwards even, just because of the cost of living gone up so much. So I thought I'd get out now. So I come over. Craig, hello Greg Dunn. Hello, g'day. I'm in Toowoomba, Queensland. Looking to retire in Thailand in the next few years. Oh, good on you, mate. Well, you'll be used to the weather. Toowoomba's quite a nice hot place. Been there once. I went on a motorcycle. I used to own a Suzuki V-Strom 1000, and I toured all the way up as far as Cape York Peninsula, and then came back through Mount Isa and did all the eastern coast and states of Australia. It was good. So yeah, in the next few years, good mate, good. Make your plans, set your goals, and do it. And if you can do it earlier, do it, because you're just waiting for the inevitable. And I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I've got here, and the planning has worked out. You know. Yes, I want to retire in Thailand with 8 million baht and a pension one day. Yep, that's good. That's good. You'll be right on that. Trust me, that'll be good. I'm certainly looking forward to collecting my superannuation when I turn 60 in 3 years, and that will give me somewhere up around that amount, and I'll be able to invest in a condo like this. I mean, that's 3 years off, so who knows where I'll be or what I'll be doing. But to buy a condo, and I did find out this, there was down on the bulletin board downstairs, someone was selling the same size studio apartment here for 1.1 million Thai baht. I think it was 1.1. Yeah, that's really good. And bang, there you go. No more rent. You just buy and you won't have to pay rent. And you've got an investment. There you go. Northwest near the M25, okay, in the UK. Have you found talking to early retirees over there has spurred you on? Can't find any over here. Everyone wants to keep working. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of people retired over here, and they're telling me their stories, and it's really good to hear their stories of how they got here. A lot of people have done it with more money than I have. Okay, I spoke to a British couple that owned property in Portugal. They also owned property in Brazil, and they lived in America for a while. So they've obviously got money, and now they live in they own their apartment here. It's empty now. They've just gone back to the UK for a while. But they've made these investments around the world. I don't know what he did for a job as a background for his income, but yeah, it's set up. So I plan to set myself up too. Right now, I'm just going to stay on the budget level for these 3 years until my 8 million baht plus shows up, and then I have plans for that too. So you know, that's got to last me the next 10 years until I retire and get my retirement, I should say, my pension. John Phillip, g'day. I'm definitely thinking about moving there. I'm about the same age as you, still working, but had enough and want to stop. Just don't know how much money I'm going to need and whether super is enough. Mate, if you've been working all your life like I have, and your employer in Australia, they have to contribute to your superannuation. I haven't contributed my own. That is an option you can do. But I've been working since I was a teenager. I've been employed all my life, never been unemployed, and that's my superannuation that's built up all that time. And trust me, you know, if you've got 6 to 8, the equivalent of 6 to 8 million baht, you're sweet. At 60, when you can access that, because the 60 with the Australian Superannuation Fund, and I think that's across all funds, 60 is the age, you get a choice, 2 choices. You can take it as a lump sum, give me the money and go, invest it and do what you want with it, or you can take it as a pension and let it keep growing in their pension fund. But you'll find that because of COVID and the downturn of the economy, that they're not making much money. If anything, if you're lucky, you'll just be covering the fees. And there may be options to take the lump sum like I'm going to do and do your own investing. But you don't have to take all of it. You can take part of it. Or you can take it, like I was saying, as a monthly pension out of your superannuation and live on that. All right? I do want to take a lump sum because I have plans of purchasing an investment property here of some, you know, and doing something like that. But of course, I still need to live on that money. So I need a steady income coming in for the next 10 years anyway, until, you know, retirement comes. But yeah, you know, if you've got any questions, like detailed questions, and I can just tell you from my experience and my plans, you can always email me. Okay, so on my channel in the About part of the main page, you'll be able to go down to my email address, which is discoveringthailand00@gmail.com. And you can email me any questions you have. You're welcome. I'll help you out as much as you can. Any advice, you know. But like I say to everybody, look around for your advice. Don't go to one source, okay? Because not all advice is going to be specific to you. So, you know, just spend your time. But yeah, work it out. Alan's saying, hi everyone. Alan here, originally from Sydney, made a move to Jomtien just this week after 2 trips in the last 12 months. Wow, very good. Second trip, 2 months, did the groundwork and couldn't be happier. Good on you, mate. Good success story. That's what I like to hear. And there's plenty of them too. So there you go. So you made 2 trips in the last 12 months, and Jomtien's a very good popular spot. That's great, you know. I looked at that area too, but I don't drink. I'm not a bar scene person, and you don't have to be, but that is sort of close to Pattaya and all that. The beaches are nicer in Jomtien, but you know, even though the beaches are nice, I'd still be looking at living in a condo with a swimming pool, because I'd use a swimming pool more than I'd use the beach. But it's nice down there. It's cooler, I think. Yeah, but that's great. Scott Green saying, your video talkbacks are great and well done. Thank you very much. Very, very much. I have a question, says Craig. Yeah, I'm 58 and would like to retire in Thailand at 60, yeah, and draw on my superannuation. That's exactly what I'm going to do. Issue is, in Oz, to claim the aged pension, you must live in Australia 2 years before you claim it. Any ideas how, people? Right, well, your pension is not your superannuation, all right? So your pension, your superannuation is your money that's already been taxed, okay? You can take that as a lump sum. It's tax-free because it's been taxed, and do what you want with it. You can take it like a pension every month at your set amount to live on, and have that happen, and still have it in the fund that it's in if it's doing well. All right. The pension, yes, you do have to at this point be living. My retirement age is 67. Okay, that's just the way it works out for me. Some people have retirement ages earlier, but at 67. When I turn 65 at this stage, I have to move back to Australia, all right? Or to a country that there is an agreement with, the Australian government has an agreement with, that's recognised, which is not Australia, which is not Thailand. Okay, there are. Someone mentioned earlier in chat that where was that in Europe? What that island? I can't remember. But there are places. But yes, you have to go back for 2 years, live in Australia, and then claim your pension like everybody else, and then you can come back to Thailand and get paid your pension over here while you live in Thailand. That's how that works for you. All right. Yeah. Stephen's saying, hey Craig, maybe consider the TTR at 60 and just rent over there. Yeah, that's right. I mean, rent's cheap here. You don't have to buy over here. So yeah, you could just rent over here. That's fine. I mean, look at this. I'm in this condo here for $8,000 a month. All right, so you work that out. That's 80,000, 88. That's less than 100,000 a year for rent. Someone out there with a calculator, can you let me know that in Australian dollars or US dollars? Divide 100,000 Thai baht by 25 for Australian or 35 for US. That's how much rent for a year is costing me. You try and find that anywhere else in the world. No chance. No chance. For a year's rent, you know. And get around this. You can't get around it at this stage. You're going to have to be living in Australia for the 2 years prior to you turning retirement age and collect your pension. Look at there you go, 222 US dollars. That can't be right. Well, that's per month, all right? So times that by 12, and you're looking at, yeah. So you're looking at 50, that's $60 a week rent. You know, $60 a week rent. That's brilliant, you know, and you're only locked in for 12 months then. It's not like you buy the place and you're there for permanently, and then you suddenly decide halfway through the year that your neighbours are banging on the walls and making noises, and just off your balcony is a farm full of chickens and roosters every morning. You know, you bought the place, so you know, at least rent means that you can move on somewhere else. So Craig's saying, thanks, I thought so, but to move back to Oz for 2 years would be bloody hard, and how expensive would it be to live in Oz for 7, 8 years time? I know, that's bad, eh? I know, it's the way it is, you know. There are these other countries, and I think there's only 12 of them. I can't remember any of them. But they're affiliated in a way with the government that you can move to those countries for your 2 years. Okay, so it doesn't have to be Australia. I know that America and Canada are not amongst those countries. I don't know how they choose these countries. You need to go onto the website and find out. I think it was the embassy where I saw it. I can't remember that one country. I did know. There is a couple of countries in Europe. But again, Thailand and most of the countries, I don't think any country in Asia was a choice. But they may be options other than going back to Australia. You know? Because, you could imagine what it would be like in 2 years. You know? And you'd be on unemployment benefits. Do you think they're going to go up by much? Jesus. You know? It took them 20 years to do a ridiculous 2% increase on unemployment benefits in the country. And imagine, look at the damage already done for the cost of living over that period of time. And you wonder why there's so many homeless people around everywhere in Sydney now. You know, everywhere. People walking around. Get up in the morning in Sydney at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning and go for a walk in your local suburb and have a look at the people walking around with shopping trolleys, going through garbage bins looking for aluminium cans and plastic bottles that they can cash in for the extra quid, the extra money. Amazing. All right, Bradley, hello. 96,000 baht on Wise today, yeah, is 39,035 baht, or $76 per week for you. There you go. Yeah, $36 per week. $76 per week for you. Yeah. That's good. Isn't that cheap? And I'll tell you what, probably tomorrow, I'm due to get my electricity and water bill for here. Over here we pay monthly when you're living in a condo. And condos are, they use a government rate, all right? There's a difference between condos and apartment buildings. Apartment buildings are privately owned buildings and they can charge whatever they want for their electricity bills. Condos are a percentage owned by foreigners and Thais, and they use the government rate. My electricity bill will definitely come tomorrow. I'm expecting it to be higher than last month. My first full month here was 450 baht. It was 475 baht. That included the water, electricity, and the 20 baht fee that the office staff use for electricity for the month. Okay, so 400 baht. That's 5, 10, 20, about $23 for the month in electricity and water. I expect it to be a little bit higher because on that month I never used the air conditioning at all. Okay, this month, because the temperatures are much higher and it's hotter, I've been using the air conditioning probably every second or third day. I never let it run all night, and it doesn't usually run all day either, but it'll be interesting. I expect even if it doubles, that's going to be very cheap for electricity bill, but I'll find out what that will be. In fact, if you haven't already, you subscribe to the channel. There's a community tab, all right? So tomorrow or the next day, I'll post in there in the community tab what my electricity bill and water bill were for the month, running electricity, running the air conditioning. Yeah, and you'll have a look, all right? But also subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and if you'd like to contribute to the channel to help me out, like I mentioned earlier, I'm looking at buying these DJI microphones that I can use. The microphone 2s, they're called, I think. I can use them on the mobile phone, the Nikon camera, and I can use them on my Action DJI cam as well. So buy me a coffee. It's only $5 Aussie dollars, you know, a month. A month? Did I say that? No. $5 Aussie dollars, I think it is. That's all it is for a coffee. Anyway, it will go towards the channel. Thank you. You can use that QR tag, or not in the description. I'll put that later, but there will be a link. There's a link on my main homepage for the channel, or if you pop into one of my other video descriptions, there's a PayPal link there. So thank you for those who have during this live stream, much appreciated. 8,000 Thai baht is, yeah, $329, $330 a month is my rent. Okay, I was paying, all right, 1,000 a month back in Sydney, right? Here's an idea of what the cost difference is. I'm paying $1,000 a month rent for my 2-bedroom unit in Sydney, all right? That is less than half the price of what a normal tenant would pay, because it was family. I was paying half what you would get if you had a regular tenant in there. So that would make $2,000 Australian a month is the average rent. We're looking at 1,000 a week. Does that sound right? That sounds like a lot, doesn't it? It's 800 a fortnight. Sorry, a fortnight. All right. So yeah, I was paying 1,000. So I was paying what? This is 330 a month. I was paying 1,000 a month. 3 times cheaper. Okay? And that's because I was getting cheap rent. So, yeah, a normal rent would have been double that, nearly double that. So, there you go. So, there you go. 4,000 a year Aussie dollars for your rent. You know? So, there you go. When you rent over here, you pay a deposit. It's 2 months in advance. And obviously you'll get that back at the end when your lease expires. But yeah, that's it. Very good. All right, well, it's 3 hours have gone by. I'm going to end the stream here because I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry. I need to go downstairs and get my banana and honey roti breakfast before it becomes lunchtime. And I want to thank everybody for coming in on the live stream. We might do one next week just a little bit later because I noticed a lot of people came in the second hour of the stream. So we might kick off an hour later next week. Plus I get an extra hour's sleep. And yeah, excellent. Thank you. And when you see the notification go up for the live stream, which is usually about 3 or 4 days before, you can always drop your question down in the comments so I can see them beforehand. That'd be good. And that way I've got a bit of time to prepare. But you can also email me if you've got any questions. All right. Alan there saying I have a condo in Seven Seas complex. Oh, nice. Very comfortable. 11k baht. Very nice. Yeah. I've seen condos. This is an older building. They tend to be a bit cheaper. But the newer ones are a little bit more expensive. But small too. I got 46 square meters, which is a good size for 8,000 baht. Yeah. All right. Cheers, everybody. Thank you all. Don't forget, hit the thumbs up, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And keep an eye out for my next videos that will come out. Watch my past ones. The last one was a good one. You'll have a good laugh watching me get terrified crossing that bridge. Man, that's real fear you will hear in that video. As funny as it is to watch the second after you've done it. Yeah, terror bridge. All right. Thanks, guys, and I'll catch us all in the next stream. Hey, all right, bye for now. There we go. Wow.